She's glossy. She's the first one to write about Weiss. She switched up the publishing price. That's right. She got the scoop on the girl boss unicorn, and that's right. She's writing up lifestyle porn. She's glossy. Throw gang, we are joined by the profile princess, the girl bossier of the Glossier. She must play weddings because she's making bands off the covers. Grand dame with a deadline. She got M's bubbling. That's that Meltzer. Your bag's made up. Her bag's makeup. The interview imam. The boss bitch of the byline. Your portfolio in debt. Her portfolio in depth. The correspondence queen. All this ink, but she ain't playing no Squid Games. The first lady of lifestyle. The expose Emirati. Melts on the page, not in your hand. Writer and author of Glossy, Ambition, Beauty, and the inside story of Emily Weiss's Glossier. Marissa Meltzer. Marissa, how the hell are you?
I think that's the second time you've seen me cry in public.
What was the first time?
At his brother's wedding.
Oh,
I
beautiful.
I cried.
At my speech?
No, my speech.
Oh.
I was crying.
Do you spend more time? Did you spend more time on your brother's wedding speech or your intro for Marissa?
About equal. Both kept me up at night.
Yeah.
I edited your own brother's vows a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, shadow.
Just a little top edit.
If you have
a line edit, as we say in the business.
if you have writer editor friends, why not, right?
I mean, that's what I always say is my free service.
Oh, you didn't charge Ian. How nice of you.
Ian,
Could he even afford you? Yes,
Ian-
he can.
he can afford you, but I think Ian is owed a lot for all of the all that I inflict into his life.
I like that choice of words. Like, inflict. We're gonna go with that.
There's a lot of baggage that comes with his wife's friends.
The slate is clean, and now you and I have become friends through my brother and his wife, and now you're on the only podcast that matters, talking about arguably one of the only books that matter dropping this fall. But first,
Yeah, let's do a little fit check. Thank you so much for joining us, Marissa. Congrats on the new book.
Thank you.
I hope this is the highlight of your press junket.
Obviously, it was harder to get on this podcast than on the Vogue podcast.
Really?
well,
Well, you know.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, shout out us, I guess.
did you get to submit your email to get on the Vogue podcast like 1,000 times, like when you tried to go to their website? What the fuck is up with that?
Is it just paywalled? Is that what
It's
it
not
is?
paywalled. It's
Condé
like
Nast has some very odd, I don't know, grab,
Yeah,
they
capture.
prompt you many times.
if you go to Vogue and they're like, enter your email, you enter your email, then you say, let's say you go to AD, Art Digest, they're like, give me your email. You're like, bitch, I was just on a fucking Condé
yeah,
Nast.
it's hard. Also, if you're a subscriber, it's still,
So this is a Condé problem, not necessarily a Vogue problem
Yes.
exclusively.
I
Got
would
it.
like if Condé made it a slightly more seamless experience.
Well, maybe in 2035 they'll finally figure it out.
Well, good thing Anna Wintour listens to our podcast. Maybe our girl Olive
she
can
coming
put
in
a
next
little
week?
bug in her ear. Yeah, she's following you up. We have to lead with the big hitter, and then we'll get your runoff
Yeah.
for Anna. Marissa, the first thing we want to do is a little fit check, where you're going to walk us and the audience at home through the totality of what you wore here today, including the bag, which you were like, I'm not going to have it in the picture, but we're going to talk
This is
about
a
it.
beater.
Yeah. This is what do you say? It's my errands bag, my everyday?
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
oh.
Should we start with the bag?
Oh, a little Marty.
Yeah. Maison.
Fuck both. Yeah. It's a Margiela tote. I have two.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, not matching.
One to rock, one to stock.
No, I'm not. See, that's the whole thing. I'm
Wear your
not,
shit. Use
I'm-
your bags.
Yes, thank you. I'm not that person. I'm hard on my things.
In our world, it's usually like about sneakers. It's funny that I wonder if like are sneakers for guys like the equivalent to handbags for women.
Wow.
Fuck you. No.
What is this, a 2014 Complex
Women
article?
don't wear sneakers. Shrink them and pink them.
Women be bagging.
Okay,
men,
so
men are into bags too, and women
Oh,
are
true,
also
of
like
course.
weird sneaker nerds these days. Kind
Yeah.
of. I don't know. I'm not a sneakers person at all. And the whole thing is like a little
Yeah, it's
beyond
gross.
me.
So what did you wear on your feet to the crib today?
Well, we didn't even talk about the bag because you just went
Okay.
on this weird bags
It's
or
a
sneakers
Margiela.
thing. Margiela tote.
It's a Margiela tote, a blue one.
Margiela.
And yeah, I have two. I have one that looks like a paper bag, but
Oh,
it's
cool.
leather. And I think they were both bought at Toto Kayo, R.I.P.
Big rip.
And yeah, they're like my travel everyday stuff tote bags.
They're fire.
Women about town.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
feet.
I was wearing Lucchese cowboy boots. It's
yeah,
weird
baby.
weather, so
Yeah.
I had
For
some
little feet
other
to
shoes
fall out
planned.
there.
Yeah.
Are they goat leather? Do you know?
No, they are. No, they're calf leather. I also have a pair that are, I think, bison.
Both from Lucchese?
Mm-hmm.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
I
dude.
bought them at the same time. I had like a magical experience where I was trying on black ones, and then they were also like, well, they can tell I'm like a fucking sucker a mile away. And
mark.
they were, yeah.
Look at this here, city slicker.
Yeah,
Get her the boat.
James
Get her the
has gone-
bosun.
James has gone shopping with me and
Yeah.
knows the
Yeah.
special alchemy of the experience.
Bring out the exotics.
Exactly. And
Bring
they
out the
were-
whole jungle.
Exactly, and they were like, yeah.
The whole zoo.
Yeah, they're
That's
like,
my,
this woman has a
white trash
Visa
DJ
card.
Khaled.
I was gonna say it sounded very.
Bring out the whole jungle.
And so they were like, well, we have this pair that this woman, this like, grand dame of Santa Fe ordered and decided she didn't want.
Ranchera.
And we're,
the bison.
yeah, and we're selling them for like,
We had a previous guest, shout out Big Wet. He found his way into a pair of someone else's custom order, not Lucchese's, I believe, but that's like a sneaky way. You go to like a fancy boot shop
Yeah.
and someone like has, completely not paid for their order.
Some rich person's like, yeah, these suck.
yeah, she didn't, she like,
Get
they
'em on
arrived and
layaway.
she was like, she's like a big customer of theirs. And she was like, I don't want them. And they're like, we'll
I
sell them to
changed my
you
mind.
for relatively cheap.
Hell
and
yeah.
they're
Bitch's
beautiful.
name was
they
Georgia
kind of,
O'Keeffe.
yes.
These don't look enough like a vagina for my taste.
Yes. Her skeleton could barely fit in them.
Right.
So I bought those and the black ones at the same time.
I love that.
And then I made them.
When you
ship
travel,
them
do
to
you
me.
always go with like space in the suitcase because you are a big shopper whenever you arrive at a destination?
I am a shopper. I'll like travel with like a big tote, like something like those
Margiela
like
one.
or no, those like laundry plasticky tote bags.
A
I
Celine
can't-
one.
Like an IKEA bag?
Yeah.
Like a
Like I
the
mean I have,
Balenciaga IKEA bag?
I have a Bodhi one from, when you like get tailoring or buy things from them.
Got it.
And I'll usually like pack that. But also I'm very like I call this thing like vacation shopping disease where you go somewhere
Terminal.
like yeah, like Capri or something and
Yeah.
like Capri has these like jeweled leather sandals that are like kind of me but not me. And like give me one more day and I'm like, this is who I am. This is my life. I wear jeweled sandals.
Right.
I actually need 3 pairs.
Right.
Like I have
For when I move here.
yeah, or like, of course, no, this is who I am.
Also,
like,
money isn't real on vacation.
Yeah.
So.
Are you
Yeah.
it's like you're like in the moment just cosplaying and then like it just
well, just like it
becomes
makes so
very
sense
expensive.
where you are. It's more like it makes sense where I am, and I'm like, I live in Seattle. Like, I need to like buy like a
All the arc.
cashmere Patagonia sweater.
Right.
All
Yeah.
those
Totally.
things
Yeah.
are ripped from the headlines. I've
Yeah.
done them, and then some of those are good decisions, and some of them are more regrettable. But I guess my whole point is I'm less prey to that. But now, if I'm going somewhere like Paris and I know I'm gonna buy stuff, then I'll like pack an extra
Well,
bag.
Paris, I mean, come on.
It's pronounced Paris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
Capri.
I know. I'm
Okay, so moving on to
I'm
the.
already. Am I in the top 5 already of like the most pretentious?
No,
Oh,
but
not
fucking
even fucking
start.
close, dude.
But-
You know
but
who
you're
had on the
getting
show?
there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
tell me.
Give her another 2 hours.
Yeah.
What kind
You're
of socks did we
you're
wear
catching
today?
up on the dare
Oh, wait,
real quick.
Okay, now I might
Like,
be.
I
most
was gonna say, are they
pretentious.
Prada socks? Or?
They're Margaret Howell.
Oh my god!
That.
I was just in London and like.
You needed Margaret Howell socks because I'm in
No,
London.
No, her store was on the
Yeah,
sale
she's
season.
great.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Margaret Howell socks?
No, it's just like because if she would have been like, "Oh, Uniqlo socks," then we could hit a high low. But of course, they're designer socks.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm.
I don't
I
own
don't
a
know.
Do you invest in
Uniqlo.
Do you invest in your intimates? Are socks intimates?
No, but
they are now.
I have an only like beautiful bra and underwear policy.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Respect,
moving on
me
up.
too.
Moving on up to the pantalones.
Yeah.
They are Levi's 501s that were like bleached
Vintage?
white. Yeah, yeah. I bought them at I guess like a thrift store in Santa Fe. Same trip where I got the Lucchese.
Oh,
boots
damn!
a
You
couple
went
years
off on that
ago.
trip. I mean, Santa Fe, right? Sneaky, great shopping
Well,
because there's rich
Santa
people
Fe
everywhere.
is also like Aspen,
Yeah.
where James and I have been together, a vacation shopping disease place where I'm like, I bought like a Western belt, a good one and one that I wear, but it's very easy to be like, this is who I am.
Just get caught up in the
yeah, like
I'm a
did-
cowgirl. I'm a
pageantry.
cowgirl now.
Yeah, like I didn't buy a cowboy hat, but give me 2 more days, or like those
felt
Aspen
it.
hats. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
the
those are
like
crazy.
What were they? Like not a 10 gallon?
It's just like
It's a hat, and you put sort of like flair in the
the Real
like,
Housewives of LA
band.
went there.
Yeah,
like literally people putting like a feather like
literally.
like
even
yeah.
even
but like
crazier
weirder
shit, even
shit, like
crazier shit.
crystal stuff. But like,
Yeah.
give me one more day, and I
Right.
would have been like,
I need the hat.
What's the craziest
hat.
thing you bought on vacation that you came back home and in the cold, harsh light of the New York day, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
oh my god, that's a great question. Let me think
Thank you.
about it.
Was it the cashmere Patagonia sweater?
No, I still wear that.
Oh, okay.
I love that
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
Yeah, that sounds very fucking.
You're wearing it right now.
everyday.
Okay, once in Portland, Oregon, I bought this. All starts to sound great until you hear the but. I bought a Miu Miu raincoat,
Okay.
But
but it had short sleeves.
Who buys a short sleeve raincoat, dude? Yeah. Why did they even why would Muccia design that?
I know.
it's like Comme des Garçons, but
I
it
know, a T-Rex?
sucks.
That
I
is
don't know.
actually legitimately hilarious. It's a short sleeve raincoat.
And so I'd wear it, being like, well, like the cut was beautiful, it was so classic. It was
Bitch go bobbing for apples?
yeah, like
with
I
her
can't even
arms?
tell you how much it was, and then
I took it to the tailors the first time they were asked to add fabric on.
yeah, and I finally just like reeled it out a
Sure.
few years ago because like
Okay.
it made me feel bad every time I wore it. I felt like such a sucker. And
I
like
look great, but my arms are
forearms
so
were
wet.
fucking
Just
wet.
drenched.
Yeah. Drenched.
Look at the drip on the wrist.
I
Yeah.
know they were probably like, "There's a sucker born every minute."
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Bring
Okay.
out the whole short sleeve arsenal.
What about this sweet ass vintage that you have on? I feel like that's gonna be. There's a cool reference there.
Cool reference.
Yeah.
It's from the first Lollapalooza,
Okay.
The first? What year was that?
1991. It was my second concert.
Woo! What was the
And
first?
My first concert?
Yeah.
Morrissey on the Kill Uncle
Oh
tour.
wow, awesome.
Yeah, Greek theater in Berkeley.
Damn, you came out the gates hot.
Did you cop this at the Lollapalooza, or did you like go back and find it because
I have this one, and then I like lost it,
Right.
and then I saw it at a thrift store in San Francisco
I
like
need
10 years ago and rebought
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
is that your embroidery?
No, it's actually, again, this is getting me in the pretentious zone.
Mm-hmm.
It had like a big rip that got worse, and I'm not really like a rip t-shirt person, so I took it to the tailoring shop at Bodie, and
Oh
they
my
patched
God,
it for
dude.
me.
You rock. It's all. This is great. this is what the people want.
I know.
What do you think of Bodie Boys?
Um,
Because you are you're
Yeah.
Boji, you're OG Bodie.
I think so, yeah. And I'm like, they're in my life because I live very close by.
Oh, we're gonna get into it.
I adore the boys who work there. I love
And that
Timmy.
is not who James
I
is talking
I
about.
could not
to
love
be
Omer
clear.
more, Luis. All of them.
Great staff.
Amazing. They look so good. I think that the Bodie boys in the Brock Collier article
Mhm.
sense
Yeah, that guy.
Is that
feel like virgins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
did
There's a
they?
lot to be desired.
And this is true.
I
that-
just think people are bad at wearing clothes.
Facts.
Like they don't know what to
Episode
buy
title.
and like how to wear it. Like people like yesterday or the other day I was online at Scar's Pizza again. We're just like racking up.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's dime square bingo.
Well,
Yeah.
you
were just
And
taking
then were
a
you at-
neighborhood stroll.
I was
And then you gotta
buying
drink a
I
Clando.
was buying a vegan Caesar.
Oh my god.
I mean, delicious.
Before
let's be real.
teaching yoga.
Oh my god.
at SkyTing.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
I'm a fucking cliche.
Brand
And
whore.
Yeah,
Or
and
are
the
people a cliche of you? Are you the blueprint?
Oh, don't flatter me like
I'm
that.
trying.
Flattery will get you anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking give you a blowjob right now. What are you talking about?
That's what the mic is for.
Yeah,
That's what the video's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Aren't you
Okay,
getting
so
a
you're
vegan?
running-
You're
you're
getting a
running the
vegan
errands.
Caesar at
Yeah.
Scars
So
on your way to
people
yoga.
behind me, there wasn't a long line, and the people behind me though were like kind of the worst people ever. In that the guy was wearing some sort of like Aritzia version of Bodie,
Ew.
and his girlfriend was wearing a
Was it Dave
shirt.
Portnoy?
A shirt that literally said pasta salad on it
Oh,
and like a
come
prairie
on.
skirt, and they were just like
But like in a cool, ironic way, right?
talking
Were
a
they
little.
hot? At least were they?
They
like-
were hot. Yeah,
So
they
that's
were
the-
attractive.
That's the
they
problem.
Were
is
attractive.
They're attractive, so they think they can get away with
They
murder.
were attractive, but also it's just like, but I just don't like. Clearly, they had made like a day trip to the neighborhood, but
Ugh.
also I'm not as aware of those people as other people because when you live in the neighborhood, like I'm not like out and about like online at Scars or going to Clandestino on like a Saturday.
Just on a
Okay.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm there at like 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
which
like,
is a better time to be there. Obviously.
Yeah, like I'm also the neighborhood seems to have sort of like sometimes like a two-way seating system where like you're not necessarily waiting a long time at certain restaurants for a table if they know that you live down the street.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not in the Dime Square trenches in the way that people that are mad about Dime Square are in the Dime Square trenches, if that makes sense.
No, totally.
But I did observe it and was like, oh, this is like everything that's good gone bad.
Right.
But they were hot.
This is
I would have
so-
had sex with both of them.
Nice.
Oh,
At the
shout
same
out to
time.
you guys.
Yeah.
So this happens with any like brand kind of like proliferating and becoming successful and more widely accepted, right? I think Bodhi's like the latest, most obvious example of this. But for me, it's like our legacy. When I see Herbs wearing camion boots, like how does seeing herbivores wear Bodhi affect your feelings towards the brand, if at all?
It honestly doesn't, because for one thing, I often
Hate the
find
player, not the game, right? Or what?
Well, let her talk.
Oh, I'm just saying.
yeah, let
Banana
women's
bread.
voices be heard.
My bad,
Lords,
dude.
let me ask you a question. Are you
yeah.
scared that the Glossier army is going to come after you?
Yeah.
I'll ask you that later.
Oh, good. I no, because often they're choosing items that like I wouldn't buy.
Like the ones that
um,
scream Bodhi.
Yeah, and they don't wear it like I wear it. And also, like, I don't want things that I love. Like, I'm not gonna let someone whose style I don't like ruin it. Like,
Yeah.
that's sort of to me like the cheapest thing.
Because eventually they'll move on to the next shit.
Yeah, and also like my identity is not that I have like 5 Bodhi shirts or whatever.
Is that how many you have, though?
How many do you have?
No, I probably have.
Oh, here we go. Are we gonna hit 2 hands?
In my Bodhi.
Over under
Getting
5.
a slice at Scars.
Of shirt, I think I have 4 pairs of pants and 1 jacket, 1 dress, and maybe 6 shirts.
Okay, that's a
But
lot.
that's over.
That's a lot.
That's over pre-pandemic. Like that's over maybe 5 years
Yeah.
or however
Okay.
long she's
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the
I mean, it's
brand.
expensive. Let's be clear.
It is, but also like everything I
But
buy
you getting
is
book money.
expensive.
Yeah.
You getting that book money.
We all know how much book
Yeah.
money gets you. But also, yeah, like I'm
Your
bad
advance
with
was
money.
4 pairs of pants from Bodhi.
Yeah, I am bad with money, and also I wear.
You're
ugly clothes.
terrible with money.
I'm terrible with
All right,
money.
I've hit my personal Bodhi quota for the month. Let's move on to this little Chanel toppy.
It's a Chanel shirt. All I want these days is to sort of dress like a French clown.
So mime, right?
Yeah, like one of those
Mimecore.
like Pierrot.
Yeah,
with like
sure.
a frilly collar.
Ho
and
ho.
like I just want to be this person.
Bowie
that's
had a
like,
mime era.
That's like that's like
Oh, the
just,
clown suit, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, I love.
For
I would.
Halloween.
That's the thing. But I saw that clown suit and was like,
No, Bowie, not Bodhi, but also Bodhi.
but also
Oh.
Bowie. Yeah,
Yeah.
honest.
Bowie
everyone-
was a
every
mime.
good person has a Harlequin era.
Okay.
Okay.
Mick
Gandhi,
Jagger
Harlequin
kinda
era.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to fucking.
Martin
sleep
Luther
at
King
night.
Jr. Clown.
Yeah.
She said it, not
You
me.
said it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Clip that out, dude.
Yeah,
maybe you should watch what
That's
you
where
say.
like the AI really comes in handy.
I know.
Suddenly It's
Yeah.
like a deep fake.
Is that, yeah, you can start blaming. Oh, I didn't say that. It wasn't me who said the slur. It was
Yeah, it was
someone
AI.
AI did, dude.
It's someone
Yeah.
AI. It's a
Totally.
It was the
deep fake.
gay eye.
Wait, you were debating buying the Bodhi clown suit? Is that where we were going? Or you
It
were
was
like,
more
this is
it was
cute,
more
could
like
freak
I
it?
saw it and was like, I would legit wear that.
Ugh,
No.
Well, look,
come on. You're not serious. It's a
I
clown
would-
suit.
I would wear the shirt with jeans.
But it's a onesie.
Yeah.
Imagine wearing it with your pants and then tying the arms around your waist.
Like a
That'd be
boiler
crazy.
suit would
Yeah.
actually kind of be
Like
fire.
the Glossier, like pink
Exactly.
suit. Honestly, yes.
That's the best
like
way to
that's
do it,
the thing.
probably.
Or I'd wear it with like I have this like Dries trench coat that would be kind of cool with
Short
it.
sleeves or long sleeves?
long sleeves.
Okay.
I don't.
Just checking.
I only have one short sleeve coat that I got rid of. I swear to God.
But this Chanel top is you entering your clown era.
Okay, here's and this
Harlequin
is,
era.
This
Harlequin.
only like one of my best friends, and now your listeners and you
Hundreds
will
of
know
thousands
this.
of people at home.
In the last 2 years, I have bought 3 different clown-themed Chanel
Oh
shirts.
my god. Like clown themed that like intentionally or just because it's like roughly or
Yeah, frilly.
Clown adjacent?
Intentionally that they're like, they don't have clowns on them. I'm not a
would hope
toddler. Yeah.
Barnum and Bailey core.
yeah.
No, like
An ar-
ruffly, like I don't know. There's something about it
Flouncy,
that I
like
just
Lawrence's shorts.
flounce. Yeah,
Love
like
a
I
flouncy
just
short.
can't get enough.
And R.I.P. to the biggest clown of all, Karl Lagerfeld.
How did you get into? How do you look at like French clowns and be like, yes, that's it, that's me.
Okay, so
Let me invest thousands of dollars into looking like
Yeah.
this.
okay, so first I
Liquidating
bought.
the 401k. We're going fucking
It's
clown
only that
core.
meme. The guy's
I
putting
think-
on
I
the guy's
know.
putting on the clown makeup, but it's just Chanel suits.
You're like, I'm looking.
Okay,
I'm
so-
getting fantastic.
So I bought a vintage Chanel
Chanel-y.
frilly collared shirt. That was more like you wouldn't look at it and see Harlequin,
Right.
But there was something in the frills that like I put it on and I was like, this is my whole
This is
personality.
me.
Now this is my whole personality. And then
Sometimes
maybe-
Johns will do that.
Yeah, maybe like a year later, I was in Chanel in Paris, and
Paris.
once again, Paris, you know,
Gay Paris.
I'm a mark, and they're
Right.
like taking things out of the back.
Bring out the whole circus.
Yeah, and they were like, well, here's some stuff, and they had this black silk, you know, frilly
It's a blouse.
blouse.
Yeah.
And then I bought the matching pants.
Ooh, that's where it becomes clown core.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wear it to my book party or
The,
my
oh, the
book
set.
reading.
The set.
Yeah, I think so.
When's the book party? Can the people crash?
No, they can't. But I will tell you off
All right.
mic because
Can't
I
wait to
really,
go.
I do hope you both will go.
I'm very excited
And
to do the
then I
deets.
bought this shirt because I wasn't done.
Right.
Oh, this is not part of the clown
This is
set.
act-
This is its
No,
own.
the
This is
clown
Act
set
3.
is all black.
This
It's
is
just
clown
black
separates.
silk. I don't have the matching, but I was after I bought this. I think in London, and I saw a dress version, and I didn't buy it, but I had a moment being like,
Maybe. Maybe this is me. Still me.
Let's get
so
into.
I'm not done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
Let's get
not done either.
into the beautiful bra and panties.
empreinte.
What?
The-
French?
the
Sacre
that's,
bleu.
that's the name of the line. It means fingerprint in French.
Ooh, that's
What
kinda
about
sexy.
this beautiful ribbon in your hair?
It's actually from a Glossier holiday box set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you like a Glossier collector? Do you have like all the hoodies and shit?
Look at you upcycling.
No, not at all. I have a few pieces, but I more save them to try to have them as giveaways that people might want to
Okay.
for ordering
Like with
the
a
book.
buy a book, get a free piece of Glossier merch?
Like stuff that's sold out or stuff that are like
Okay.
lab sample-y kind of things.
Okay. Memorabilia.
Yeah, but
Ish.
I have like a shirt that was like from when they came back to the office after the pandemic that they made like a shirt.
Welcome back.
I mean,
No,
merch?
it said like I came back to the office and all I got was this like
That's
Glossier
kind of
T-shirt
funny.
or something like
but
that.
also spitting in the face of your employees to some degree.
well, you know.
Good little
anyway.
anecdote in the book. Let's
Yeah.
talk about all the hardware.
Oh
Okay.
Where do we start?
I'm wearing. So my mom was really smart in that she is into jewelry, like a lot of like antique jewelry, but stuff that was like really cheap to buy in the 80s, like
Costume
Victorian.
jewelry,
No, like Victorian
Oh, okay.
jewelry, but that you could buy it for like $100 because it wasn't really like that trendy.
But now.
Or now it's more, but it's still not. It's
Okay.
actually like still not crazy expensive unless it's like.
So your mom had great taste, is what I'm hearing.
My mom has good taste in jewelry, and that's about
Has,
it.
yes, I
yeah.
should say, yeah.
And anyway, so I think she figured out early on that if she got me into the same jewelry aesthetic as her, that she would never have to actually buy me a
Oh,
gift
hell
ever
yeah.
again.
Damn.
So every holiday, she just like gives me a
tricked
pair
tasteful
of
and
earrings.
cheap. I love that.
Yeah,
Great
so
combo.
So she tricked you.
all of my jewelry is like stuff that my mom has sent me over the course of my entire
Nice.
life.
Hell
so
yeah,
these
shout
are
moms.
like 70s Italian.
So she sat down one day and
earrings.
like mapped out all your gifts over the next like 30 years. Like, all
Yeah.
right,
We play this
25
thing in
this.
person called the jewelry game where she'll like bring out 5 pieces and I point to something. And if I'm not allowed to have it, she shakes her head.
What a
and then if I am
crazy
allowed
game.
to have it, she nods her head,
like
but then
that.
she gets to hit my hand.
Oh, okay.
and then you part ways and you see her again next year for another round of the jewelry
Oh,
game.
I love when trauma is passed down.
My
Alright,
mom
so
is
all your
my
shit
mom
is-
very goth.
all your shit is vintage.
Pretty much. Not all of it. The bangles I bought when I was in India several years ago from Con Market. This gold bracelet is from Prunus. And then this tennis bracelet is like a antique vintage thing.
And the watch.
The watch is a Cartier tank that was a
Cartier?
present from my dad, I want to say for like my 30th birthday. Or
Hell
something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
a good gift.
It's a good gift.
Are
yeah.
you
Parents do well.
one watch girly, or do you have a little rotation, or?
I have two. I have like a 1960s like men's Rolex that I wear
Sick.
sometimes, and then I have this one.
Nice.
All
And
right,
then
tasteful.
then the rings, and then I think we're ready to do the
Oh, yeah.
actual show.
The rings, the rings is it's
Jesus.
a Tiffany ring, antique, like probably like 50s diamond ring, a cocktail ring from the 20s, and then a Victorian acrostic. Do you know about acrostic jewelry?
No, what is that?
It's like the gems in the jewelry spell out like a little love thing. So this
Oh.
one spells out like regard with like ruby, emerald, garnet, amethyst, ruby, diamond.
It was
Wow.
time to marry the game, and she said, "I do."
yes,
And I
exactly.
think that is a complete
Yeah.
fit check.
I need some jewels that say duh. It's all diamonds, baby. All right. Fit check. And sip it on Green Point's finest. Fit
Yeah.
check, drink check, complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Mhm.
Marissa, your book, Glossy, Ambition, Beauty, and the Inside Story of Emily Weiss's Glossier, just dropped or is about to drop. What is your book about? Besides those words I just said.
The book is about Glossier, the sort of era-defining beauty company, and it's also about
It's like Kith for girls.
yeah, honestly, yeah, a little bit,
Really?
right? I'm
Well,
not
hype.
super familiar with Kith, but like, yeah,
Nobody is.
Okay, it's like Virgil Abloh for girls. Like
yeah, a
what-
little bit like
for
Supreme
the dudes
adjacent,
listening.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So Glossier, it started as this blog called Into the Gloss, which was kind of like the defining beauty blog, and their version, kind of like Fit Check or whatever, was this thing called Top Shelf.
You don't need to say whatever. It's the thing.
Trademark coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean to demean you and
No,
your
it's
art.
fine.
Well, thank you for calling it art.
No, that was actually a pejorative.
Yeah, I took it sincerely.
No, anyway.
Sorry.
But so it was just like a.
It was
it
a blog.
like yeah, it was a blog, and people would talk about like what was in their bathrooms, and then
Like cool girls, celebs.
yeah, like sort of I don't know, name your cool girl, like editors, indie actresses, like
Chloe Sevigny ass motherfuckers.
probably. I'm sure
Yeah.
she was on it, but like like
Jenna Lyons.
It
Jenna
girls and it women.
Lyons, yeah, but also
Alexa Chung.
like.
I don't know why I said it like that.
1,000%. Yeah. Like Lauren
Chloe-
Santo
or
Domingo had a
fucking-
famous one where she talked about recommending a shampoo, but she was like, not that I ever wash my hair. Like I haven't washed my hair in my own hair in years.
Oh, because someone else does it.
Blowouts,
She pays
yeah.
people to do it for her.
Yeah.
rich.
I
Yes,
see.
yes.
Not like where people are like shampoo is a conspiracy and
Yeah, she's not like Ashton
Go
Kutcher or
Grease.
whatever.
Ghislaine
Yeah.
Maxwell.
Yeah, exactly.
Was she on there?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine, not that I know of.
Maybe.
Damn.
No,
never
she
know.
wasn't.
She was a cool girl.
And wrong demographic, I would assume.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, but then Glossier.
So Glossier was the kind of spin-off products of that, and it was kind of like one part Clinique, one part Supreme. So the Clinique part was like products that were
Glossier,
sort of
streetwear for girls.
yeah, I mean, not.
Right.
So like their idea was like they were beauty products, but also we wanted to be a brand that like you'd wear the sweatshirt of. So like I don't know if like Timothy Chalamet has ever used Glossier products, but he has with the Safdie brothers in the picture, I think, worn a
Wow.
Glossier hoodie.
Interesting.
So like, they did
They accomplished their goal clearly.
yeah, well, once you
Looks
get
something to
Timmy,
me.
yeah. And they ended up becoming worth like $1.8 billion. They're still very much around. They were like the defining beauty company in an era when beauty was like maybe even outpacing fashion, is like defining sort of power and wealth and celebrity
Right.
entrepreneurship.
Next up, makeup.
Yeah, but then it's also just like about the girl boss phenomenon and super juicy and about like employee drama and all of those things.
I mean, so Glossier was defined in the 2010s in terms of like aesthetic, like the shift to direct to consumer businesses and D2C. With this woman, the founder and former CEO, Emily Weiss, at the center of it all. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like her story and Glossier's story kind of like parallel pathing. What's the biggest bombshell you think you reveal in the book?
I think it's exactly
Spoilers
I
ahead.
was gonna say you just want to say it on mic.
well, I'm not going to say exactly what, but I'm going to say it's like unpacking how and why she stepped down from being the CEO,
Right.
or was she pushed?
Ooh, down off a ledge.
Yeah.
You're going to have to read it to find
Are
out,
you
guys.
were you silent or were you silenced?
Has she read her copy yet?
She never requested one.
Wow.
Really?
Did you send one to her?
Yeah. Got to have, right?
I mean,
What's her address?
no, because I figured that maybe her or, one of the reps would formally ask for one. I would be shocked if
You
Well,
weren't
she-
trying to get a blurb from her?
no.
Is it a
Well,
flattering?
I have a blurb from
Fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
Period. No.
Yeah. No, I
got
was
good
not
blurbs
trying
on
to get a blurb from
Right.
her.
Is it a flattering portrait of her, or is it more like kind of like warts and all a portrait?
I think it's nuanced. And I don't even mean that as like I'm trying to get out of answering it. Like, I just think that there's a lot of credit given to her. What she did was really remarkable, especially considering it was like her first job.
What?
But then
Damn.
also,
We're fucking up.
yeah, but then it's also, very critical, especially
Yeah.
in this era when like people can't deal with criticism.
What do you think her reaction will be?
She's
Gonna call you a fucking bitch? Like,
Nah, I don't think that's really her vibe. She's a total, very control freak type of person. So I was pretty sure that she wouldn't like anything that was written by
Because she'd
someone
rather
else.
nothing be written at all.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be written about. You guys have been written about.
Yeah, and I don't get quoted when it happens usually.
you got
Well-
quoted in British GQ.
I did.
Well,
About memes.
I mean, one of the things that I think that I learned in reading the book, and I think that maybe like people, our audience might not understand, is like the Glossier army, the fangirls were so rabid like throughout the
Die hard.
2010s, and like, I mean, Glossier was their identity. Do you think that the Glossier army is going to come after you, like when Nicki Minaj like summons the fucking Barbies?
I mean, that would probably be great for press. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sort of have a like.
If you get doxxed, if you get murdered
No,
by
I don't want to
Glossier,
be
by
I
a boy
don't-
brow
I'd
stand.
almost rather be
No more
murdered than
vegan
doxxed to
Caesars.
be. Yeah. Those
You're
vegan
gonna get imagine
Caesars
getting
are so good.
assassinated outside of Scars. The Caesar just flies
Yeah.
up in the air. Fuck
Someone
it.
beats you to death with a boy brow.
To live and die in Times Square.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
No, I think that the fans are just super hopefully interested in hearing about the company, and also like a lot of it is stuff like how their favorite products came out and got made, and like what their like annual employee retreat was like. And, like,
Yo, what if we called it boy brow?
I mean, that's a fucking good name. Like,
Boy
Yeah.
brow?
yeah.
And they were high when they came up with it. Probably.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Annie Craig.
Yo, Milky Jelly? Psh, right? Is that a
Yeah,
product
I
name? That's not a
mean,
hero product?
Milky Jelly
So
cleanser.
they
yeah.
just had like some of the best fucking copy in the game. Like as a
What if it was
writer
milky but jelly?
As a writer yourself, you respect the fucking product names and shit.
I do. I mean, I'm terrible. I'm not really good at names or titles of things. And most,
Okay.
Glossy's a pretty good name for a book about Glossier.
yeah, but
that
even
you?
then, it wasn't really like I always try to bow out of like titles or naming things. That's not what I'm good at. I'm like, when people ask me to brainstorm, I'm like,
You're not a pun girly.
it's just not, I'm not good at it.
What are you proud? What's the proudest part of this book?
I think like the lengths to which I went to like report it. Like I was like reporting it until like, late February or something like of this year. Like they were basically like, you got, like it has to go to press. And I was like, I just have to go to Sephora.
Wait, how long were you embedded in the trenches from start to finish?
That's a good question. About 2 years,
So
Yeah.
like devoting 2 years of your life to this project.
pretty much. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
I mean,
dude.
also
Salute
like
to you,
doing
bro.
other stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like,
right,
writing
which
other
we're gonna
stuff.
talk about, but still, this is like the big thing.
Yeah.
Is it
yeah.
hard to like retain objectivity when you're embedded with a project so long that maybe I don't know if you like became friends with Emily or like she
Stockholm
she
syndrome?
got your respect, but you had to maintain a journalistic kind of like detached point of view. Was it hard to maintain that, or were you just like, nah, I got this?
Glockholm syndrome. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make myself sound like a sociopath, but like, no, I think I'm pretty good at like, I feel very firm in that I know who like my friends are and who I'm working with. Like I've interviewed so many like celebrities, for example. I'm never like, they can be charismatic, but there's no part of me that's ever like,
It's
you
just-
know, like
it's just
Daniel
like
Radcliffe is
yeah.
like my buddy now.
But it's totery, right? They're just trying to butter you up to sound
or
good,
even
right?
like, well, that's the thing is often they're not even buttering me up, and even if they try to, like, I think most people I interview would actually be surprised that I even have that much of a personality because I kind of just mostly
Don't say that about
like
yourself.
it's not no,
But
I
you're
just
like,
turn
I'm-
it
I
off.
think I think the clown outfit might give them a clue.
Yeah. Might
like,
be
yo,
your
did-
Halloween costume.
Did Bozo the clown just interview me? Like,
Wait,
Yes,
so,
I am.
so your strategy for interviewing a celeb is you go in fucking ice cold Terminator mode and you just ask the questions and get the answers and go from there.
I wouldn't say it's ice cold, but I'm more just like I just listen and I don't. I'm not like you guys with like questions. I just like listen.
Don't interrupt
and
them while they're
based-
answering?
Yeah, I was
no,
saying,
it's more
with
like I don't
listening?
really have questions. Like I just
What?
I know I have things that I want to cover, but mostly I'm just listening and asking you to tell me more about things. And if I'm bored,
How does
then
it
I'm
make you
trying
feel?
to gently.
Well, then how do you get a celeb to perjure themselves and get something juicy?
You
If
say, tell me more about that.
tell me, yeah.
oh,
how does
just
it make you
keep
feel?
going until you just like break
Yeah,
down their
what
fucking
or like,
defenses?
can you give me an example of what that felt like?
Who's your most famous
Oh.
friend? Because you say that you maintain a church and state with like
Yeah. Not I mean, I have one friend that was someone that I profiled and like, you know, a year or months later we like became friends.
Emma Chamberlain.
No. Emma Chamberlain has no idea who I am.
Wait, but you wrote her.
Yeah,
cover
on
story, right?
Zoom and I had to ask her
Oh.
to turn her
Oh.
fucking camera on.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, same with Doja
I
Cat.
can't, I'm drinking
they
coffee.
act like it's like a gift for them to turn the Zoom camera on. these
Doja
Well,
days.
Cat doesn't do
screenshots.
great on cam. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Had a
She
little
was
couple
lovely.
slip-ups.
She was,
She was-
actually really
She was
lovely.
on racist Zoom showing feet.
No comment.
So one of the I think themes that runs through the book is like the notion of girl boss, right? And how it kind of did come up in the early 2010s, and then it did become like a pejorative where it's just like, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Yep.
What is now that that's behind us, what is the 2023 version of the 2010s girl boss? You talked about how like Glossier struggled a
Yeah.
little bit with like the bimboification, with like Euphoria, kind of going like over the top
Yeah.
with their
Yeah.
makeup and their looks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very confused and semi-aware of the kind of like bimbo feminist Lolita thing that seems to be like online. I don't.
I'm a sexy baby.
Is the fake
Yeah.
Catholicism angle part of that as well?
Yeah, I think I just find it all. I don't even mean like I'm
Coquette?
confused, like a way to be like. I just don't know that much
Sexy
about
babies
it,
are
and it
confusing.
doesn't. It does. It's never.
They were
It's
for
not
Ghislaine.
how. It's really hard for me to understand all the levels of what's going on there, and like too much for me
Do
to get into it.
you
but,
want
like,
to at all, or are you like, this is some childish bullshit and I cannot be bothered because I'm a grown ass woman with books to write?
Not that I can't be bothered, but like it's not. How am I
Because
trying to
where you live, like
Okay,
you're
well-
begrudgingly like bombarded with this. Let's be
Maybe
clear.
A little, maybe aesthetically, but like
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't. None of my like people that I'm friends with
Right,
are
okay, that's
really
fair.
like I would say that.
Friends with
sort-
sexy babies.
I need milk. Wait, so we're talking. Okay, there's two things here, right? There's the girl boss, like what is the evolution of the girl boss, like what's after that. But then there's the aesthetic. We're talking aesthetics with like Glossier was like the no makeup. Like
Yeah.
I'm just a regular girl next door.
Yeah.
And now you have more over the top.
Yeah, you
girls
have that like
people
a
wearing everything.
euphoria makeup
Yeah,
sort of thing.
right.
You have like men wearing nail polish, like fucking
to get
Machine Gun
pussy.
Kelly's
Yeah.
and like Harry Styles nail
Right.
polish lines.
What do like Glossier girlies think of that? Like,
Yeah.
do they love it?
They
think
wanna
they're
they wanna
into
fuck
it.
That
Yeah.
guy.
I think so. Yeah, especially like got a
Take
little
notes.
dangly earring.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
wrap. It's a
That's
wrap.
part of
Cross
the-
top,
Yeah,
couple
package.
fucking
Camp
stick and
shirt,
pokes.
like a a rib tank underneath.
yeah.
Bodie
Yeah.
tee,
Maybe like a fake one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
a Zara Bodie tee.
Zara
Fody?
Bodhi tee, maybe some like chunky silver jewelry and
Right.
like really
Oh, yeah.
big like
Yeah, baby,
you know
take off
what
that
is it
Fugoti.
like Levi Silvertab jorts kind of
Big
thing.
old jorts.
big old jorts, white socks.
That guy's getting his dick
some
sucked at Clando for
loafers,
sure.
yeah.
Is Glossier doing okay? Like with the in the aesthetic of like the kind of like the grungy maximalism of this current moment. Like, and they're such a
I mean,
I don't even give a shit type.
the short answer is like they're not giving out, sales data. They're, privately held companies, so who knows? But they introduced themselves into Sephora, and if you've gone to a Glossier like shelf in Sephora, it looks like the zombies have attacked. It's like ransacked. So I'm assuming people are buying things. And it's still like, it does quite well on TikTok. Like,
Oh,
I
damn.
think in terms of like, being like, I don't know, embraced by like Gen Z or whatever.
The
I think
relevance
it's
is sustained over to
I
a new
think the
generation.
relevance is super sustained. I was talking to someone who said that like she was asking like someone who like babysat for her, like a young teenager, what she wanted as like a gift, and it was like Glossier products
Wow.
or something like that.
All right, so they bridge the generations.
I think they're
maybe.
doing pretty. I mean, I think that there's other brands that are doing well too. Like I think that probably like Hailey Bieber's brand is probably big, and
Kylie
that's-
Cosmetics.
yeah, I guess, or like Selena Rare Beauty from Selena Gomez, but I think Glossier is definitely like in the mix.
So if you had to put a number on it, you mentioned the 1.8 billion, right? That's is that a peak, or do we think like where do
a
you think we're at
peak.
now?
Peak
Yeah,
valuation.
in your
Good.
yeah, in your opinion, just
Oh,
as an
opinion?
expert. Yeah, what do you
Maybe
think?
I've done some reporting on
Oh,
it. Yeah.
okay. Maybe there's a whole
Maybe
fucking
there were
book
leak-
about it.
Maybe there were
No,
leaked
I mean
documents.
like if you
Oh, were there?
Oh, so
since
what's
since
the,
the
number?
book since the book came out?
No.
Okay.
So what's the number today? That's my
So okay, so the last time they had funding, I want to say was like, I don't know, 2021 or something. There was a Series E
21.
round, and they were valued at like 1.8, and so that was the last like formal valuation. But it's a long story, but basically like there seems like they've been valued at like 30 to 40% less than that now.
That is quite a little
Yeah,
bit of
that
a
and that was
dipski
pretty
is
like,
what I'm getting at.
and that's kind of a conservative estimate, so it
Damn.
might be like 50%.
God
less.
damn.
But again,
Oh, like when the venture capital. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this part.
It's like I would recommend reading the book rather than like hearing
That's
me
why you're here.
explain like
Yeah, yeah.
venture capital
You
end
just
of
like to
year
talk
tax status.
money on this show.
I mean,
Marissa.
I love money.
So if they've successfully, relatively kind of gotten, weather the storm of like the aesthetics changing from like the minimalist dusty pink, millennial pink 2010s into whatever the fuck is going on now. What
Barbie
about
pink? What is it now?
I don't know.
What is it for boys?
What is the pink for boys?
There's only one color that matters, Mercer. Green.
Yeah, true.
Well, my question is,
True.
the girl boss of the 2010s. What is the 2020s version of that? Do we know yet? Is it too early?
I think it's like. I think it's too early. I think that there are some
Is it just shut up and work?
candidates.
Okay,
There's
what are the
like-
candidates?
I think candidates is like the shopping newsletter boss.
The
shopping
Substack
newslet-
shouty.
This yeah. Oh, cute. Yeah.
The Dom stack.
Yeah, like the Substack shorties.
Okay.
You see me try like any
Yeah.
kind of slang that's outside of my comfort zone. It's not happening.
So you think that the
don't wanna
girl
speak
boss of
Ebonics
the
with me?
girl boss of the 2010s that built a company into a 1.8 billion unicorn has been replaced by Substack writers?
Well,
I
it's a
wouldn't
candidate.
Say, no,
Okay.
I wouldn't say replace. I'm saying more like if we're looking at who is like maybe occupying
Got
the
it.
public's imagination.
Got it.
Like I think and I also think potentially some of those businesses maybe could scale or become big. Like I think it's early to
tell us
say.
how.
Like as some of those
Yeah, please let me
as
know.
some of those it was like fashion blogger became like
Oh,
business
Well,
owner.
to be
Truly,
honest,
yeah.
Into the
You know.
Gloss was a media
Exactly.
property which started doing products which sound
Exactly,
familiar.
yeah.
So
Throwing
pod-
Fits worth $1.8 billion.
So the podcast princesses, we'll throw them
I
in
was
the
gonna
mix with
say,
the
I
Substack
think,
shouties.
yeah, I think podcast princesses. I'm trying to think of like what else is out there.
Yeah. What do people?
so it's like
cons-
is it I'm hearing individual content creators.
Yeah, because it's like there are fewer media properties, right? And like if you have the capacity to be like a breakout star at Bazaar or whatever, are you going to do that as like,
Fuck
a
no.
senior level Hearst editor, which is, I mean,
Not
great.
anymore.
Like maybe me, I would love to stop paying for my health insurance.
Oh, well,
I mean, I
that's-
would love for
got a
someone to
point there,
employ
yeah.
me. But if you have that kind of like, following, I don't know. Do you
Yeah, Pied Piper those motherfuckers directly
yeah,
into your wallet.
exactly. So I think all of that remains to be seen. And then
So it's
I mean, I don't know.
entrepreneurial
My head is
regardless.
so small. The only businesses I know are Substacks and podcasts.
But,
so.
but what we're talking about is this entrepreneurial spirit that like the content creator brings to the table, and whether they want to take it, they can try and take it as far as they.
Or another way to think of it is like there's always a every decade or so has a different like business archetype that captures
Yeah.
the imagination, and it was like the leverage buyout kings maybe in the 80s,
Crypto bros.
the crypto bros, there were
And that
like,
one girl that
Extremely
rapped.
broke apes.
yeah, and then there were like the sort of like tech founder philosopher kings.
Right.
And so the girl bosses was just like that era's version of business fame, and it happened to be sort of pink and female. So it's also like, what is going to be the next? Like, what is
what's the emerging sector, and then from there there's
Exactly.
going to
like,
be
it's,
some.
you know,
yeah.
what's the next crypto bro? Like, if it was crypto bro after the girl bosses, what's next?
Oh, AI shouties.
Oh, possibly.
Computer
yeah.
generated.
Literally Terminators.
Computer generated jits.
Skynet.
Yeah,
All right.
Harmony Korine? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the book is coming out. Go fucking cop up. The question for you is, are you about to go absolutely ham on your book tour and just suck and fuck your way across this great nation
Let's
of ours?
go. You
From
earned it.
sea to shining, COCK.
Seaman, the shining seaman.
I mean, yes and no. Like, I don't actually have readings booked outside of like the one the day before the book comes
Right.
out. I think
Do
that
book tours
like
exist anymore? Like,
that they. I mean,
or you just go to
they-
McNally Jackson in New York. hang
Yeah,
out,
like
maybe
I've
something
been
like
on them, and I will say you're not
Party?
paid to go on them.
You're just trying to sell the book.
They're not glamorous, and then you always show up to one, and there's like 7 people there, and it's like you feel embarrassed for the people that came, you feel embarrassed for like yourself.
Everyone's losing here.
Yeah, and so they're like not that fun. You have to like take all this time off from the rest of your life and like doing things that like make money or
Right.
bring you happiness. So.
We're just trying to know
No,
if you're gonna
but,
get
like-
fucked off of this
But
book.
has someone tried to hit on me like in the past based on
Because this is your third
Your
book.
beautiful
Let's be clear.
brain.
and was he the singer of a one-hit wonder band in the 90s? Like maybe
What? Damn, dude.
Blind
Which Hanson?
item.
Which Joe? Oh, not a Joe, bro.
No,
Was it
come on.
Frankie? Sexy baby. Wait, so you have gotten dick off the strength of your pen?
I'm saying it was no.
Penis
Sadly, no. Being a lady writer is not really like
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're threatening. Because you're too smart.
I mean, I don't know. Also, like, I've just never related to the world through like how I look. Like, that's not how men have related to me. It's always been because I'm like smart or
Your big
funny
brain?
or interesting or because I
Of
dress
which
like
you are all.
a beautiful French clown.
Yo, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to fuck a clown. Let me text Marissa real quick.
trying to fuck this mime. She's
I
mad
know.
quiet in bed.
I'm trying to bust a nut and get some laughs.
So for all
Literally, you're literally a-
for
you're
all
literally-
you clown sexuals.
Yeah, you're literally a chuckle fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna smash as soon as she finds her way out of this glass box she's imagining.
I'm trying to get out of this glass box and into that one.
Woo!
How are you ensuring that the book will hit book talk? Because I feel like that's now like the secret to
Yeah.
success. Like you need to go crazy on book talk in order for your sales to go through
It's
the roof,
so
right?
hard. Basically, I mean, that is where like the sucking and fucking comes out in a sort of digital sense where
Oh.
I'm just like DMing anyone
Yo.
remotely.
for
I'm
clout.
doing this
Either-
dance, reading the book.
Yeah, or like people either that like
Get ready
follow
with me.
or people that don't, and just hoping that the fact that I'm like verified on Instagram that they'll see the DM and like
The posts have been
know.
going crazy.
Inshallah.
sorry,
The
yeah,
posts that you've been then reposting have been going crazy. I will
they
say.
have. I
A lot
mean,
of prestige follows in there.
Yeah, we want to see
Yeah.
you win, dog.
Same. Tell I hope that everyone buys the book
But
for.
is book
their
marketing like
themselves.
is book marketing is a meeting?
Yeah, a lot
by
of
the
it is
book-
like a Hail Mary of like, we're doing all of this and the press lineup is amazing, and it is, but it's also
But how do
like,
we go viral?
but it's also like, and hopefully Book Talk will like,
Right.
pick it up, and that's something that is like,
So book publishers have yet to crack the book talk code. Is that what I'm hearing? Because like
Book
again,
publi-
it's
yeah.
similar to music marketing where it's
Yeah.
like, yo, how do we go viral on TikTok?
yeah,
It's like,
it's
What's-
same or movies or anything.
Right.
Like,
What's the budget at Simon and Schuster, right? Just to
Yeah.
like pay to get on Book Talk. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
I don't know that there's much. I mean, free copies. There's just stickers.
Free copies.
yo, free Glossier
stickers.
hoodies.
That's
how you get 'em.
memorabilia. That's what the memorabilia is
I
for.
basically I suggested something the other day, and
this
I
should be good.
I don't believe in prefacing things with like, maybe this is a bad idea. So I didn't say that, but I was kind of like, this is a safe space, right?
Yeah, no bad ideas in a brainstorm.
And like my
Unless you're wearing a
book.
short sleeve raincoat.
Yeah, well, my book comes out the same day as Walter Isaacson's Elon book.
Oh, no
And I
shit.
was like, is it kind of the Barbenheimer of books?
yes, dude. Absolutely.
And
Elonga-
people were into it until my editor was like, I don't know, but like that book probably has a print run of like 250,000. Like,
Yeah.
is it like, is it like too depressing to have me be like, here, like, we're the same? And it's like, no, honey,
Yeah.
you're not.
The color scheme's got to be the same. Pink
Yeah.
and
Well,
don't
it's
know,
like
dark.
a big, it's like dark and pink. Anyway,
Pink
that
and
was
the man that
those
ruined
are
the
when
world.
people are trying to get me to like brainstorm. Those are the
You should get into
those are
a
kind of-
Twitter beef with Elon Musk.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Get all his
I
fucking.
don't even know if
get
I'm
in
on.
line.
I don't know if I'm even on Twitter or X,
X.
anymore.
Get
I
all his-
definitely lost whatever verification I
Oh,
had
well,
like
we all
years
did,
ago.
sweetheart.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all
right.
did.
Yeah,
That
I don't.
sucked.
But you could get his meat riders to kill you and dox you, and then as a martyr, your book sales would go through the fucking roof.
Her last wish was
R.I.P.
buy my
Yeah,
book.
Yeah, totally. There's a video. If you're seeing me, it's because
Yeah.
I've been killed.
Elon
And
killed me.
My last wish.
She died
Yeah.
doing what she loved,
Yeah.
trying to get people to buy her book.
Yeah,
Elon-
Classic Girl by Jane's Addiction plays in the background.
Yeah.
Elon triangulated my position and his drone struck my ass in Times Square.
Yo, honestly, that was like
I was buying a cold picnic rug at Coming Soon, and he fucking sniped me.
Yeah.
No, it would be more like I was like going. Sometimes I go into Metrograph while I'm walking my dog in the middle of the day, and
Love
they're
that
like,
for you.
"Oh, are you going to a movie?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just buying popcorn."
Fat Joe does that apparently.
Well, we have a lot in common.
I love popcorn, and nothing hits like movie theater popcorn. So I
Yeah,
don't think
so
anyone
I'll
would
just-
blame you or Joan for
no, they're not
snacking.
blaming me.
Do you do the straw and the butter trick?
No, I don't like the butter.
Just raw dog it.
Also, I mean, I grew up such a hippie that like my actual favorite topping is Brewer's Yeast and tamari.
I was gonna say nutritional yeast on popcorn is actually gas.
Really?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
it's
that the
just-
best?
cheese.
Is it the
So I
best
d-
way to?
It's just
yeah,
cheese.
I do nutritional yeast with, and then the tamari kind of locks it on and gives it extra umami.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Umami
Ooh,
mommy.
extra.
Umami
Yeah,
mommy over
I know.
here.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what happens when you grow up in Northern California.
How else can writers these days ensure that they reach Gen Z's, fried fucking atrophied brains?
Yeah, just addled.
I'm 46 years old. I don't know. I
Okay, next
yeah.
question.
Nice. Well done. Thanks for the honesty. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Next question. What was your book advance? There, this is how you hook them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for.
Never enough.
Never enough. Did you do the thing, from one published author to another? My options that my agent presented me, my co-author, was like, take the bigger advance or take the bigger fucking numbers on the back end. And we're like, no one is going to buy this, so give us as much money up front. You try to strike a balance, or you're like, this is going to strike a chord, keep some money, give me the points. Like, on this one, where did we go?
No, it's like buying a lottery ticket. So few books pay out their advance that I
Right.
think you want as much up
I have
front
not,
as
however many years
possible.
later.
Have
Yeah.
you already spent your advance?
Well, the way that they're paid out is like, I haven't
an
gotten
allowance?
all my advance
Well,
yet.
because
Like
it has
it's
to be
paid
published.
out,
Yeah, you got to, yeah.
Like you get one upon signing, you get one upon like the draft being accepted,
Mm-hmm.
you get, one the day it comes out, and then you usually get one like a year later.
Have you spent
Oh,
whatever
you're-
you've gotten so far?
Damn, dude.
No comment. It's all, that's the thing. For something to be paid in 4 chunks over like 4 years, for you to live full time on that
Right,
money
right.
after taxes
gotta be
and
Isaacson.
agents,
Yeah, yeah.
you have to get like, your advance
Gotta be
would have
Lena
to be
Dunham.
like in,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have to be
Yeah.
a huge amount of money. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, beyond the book, you also do a lot of like celebrity profile pieces, cover stories, like you mentioned. When you do profile celebrities, we talked about your tactics. Like, in this day and age, it's all puff pieces. It's like celebrity interviews other celebrity, or like celebrity gives the interview to the publication and they just publish it as is.
Yeah.
Or celebrity gets final cut over the piece. Which, by the way, you have final cut over this episode. Do the celebs ever get pissed at you for approaching them like a true writer who doesn't, treat them with kitty gloves on?
Yeah, you're like a dying breed, dude. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I'm not aggressive. Like I'm not like, I don't come in and being like,
What's
you
the
know,
score?
hello.
Harry Potter, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
What's
like,
the s-
or I'm not like trying to be so like sources say, or something like that. Like
Many
I'm,
people are saying that you're a sexy
Yeah.
baby.
Also, the other thing is I know what kind of articles I'm writing. Like if some like, women's magazine has like negotiated with a TV star to like be on their cover and they're giving me 1 hour over Zoom, like that's a very different amount of
Right.
like access and expectation than if I'm like going to LA to interview someone for like Britney Spears' husband for GQ or like do like a New York Times
Yeah,
profile or something
for
like
sure.
that. Yeah. I know my place.
Which one do you prefer?
Oh,
1 hour. You're
Britney's-
like 1 hour over Zoom.
Britney's-
This is gonna pay great.
No, Britney Spears' husband every time. Also because I'm shameless and I'm always trying to get them to like spontaneously go to a second location with me.
Keep
just
it going.
to see if
Let's
they
keep
will.
this party going.
They never do. Not because I want to be friends, because I just want to see
No,
what would
yeah,
happen.
you were like-
so I
You
would
wanna
not
bump?
stop. I would not stop aggressively inviting myself to try to get invited to Sam and Brittany's home. I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, do you guys want to go on a hike?"
What's the
Even
first?
after the article came out, he like DM'd me like a flower, and I was like, "Can we hang out next time we're in LA?" Like,
He's
'cause
single now.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm this type, baby.
What's the
Which is
furthest?
what, Rich?
What's the furthest
Yeah.
you've gone with a celebrity in terms of just like spending time with them, or like maybe there's a third location?
Not that much. Like I'm honestly trying to think. I mean, probably even before writing this book, Emily Weiss, whether or not she's a celebrity, like was one of the people I had spent the most time with because I'd interviewed her a bunch of different times in a bunch of different situations and had run into her not socially, but like had been invited to like the opening of the flagship store and had been to like her apartment to interview her and her office, and I'd been to another office and like. But yeah, I mean, things with celebrities are so
Wait,
worked out, and like they don't want to spend any more time. Like I was interviewing someone. Well, I can't say, but I tried to get him to go across the street with me to the Lucchese store where I was interviewing
I wanna buy
him
more
just to
boots.
be like, "Hey, do you want to?" I was like, "Do you want to shop for cowboy boots with me?" And he was just like,
sound cool in the
he
article.
was like, "No," like he already spent 90 minutes with me.
Wait,
He wasn't like,
back to Emily, because like
Yeah.
with all the time that you've spent with her and like how you were kind of like, obviously you're a journalist, but it feels like there was that friends and family-ish vibe with the brand. Do you think that she like
not
feels
really.
betrayed by you?
Yeah, I mean, she sent me like a text message at some point in the reporting
bitch.
where she was
Delete
like,
that.
I thought kind of like I thought we were friends, but
Right. Only when it's convenient for
well,
you.
that's the thing is,
But that's
like,
her. That's her
we
whole
weren't
manipulative.
friends.
But that,
Like,
isn't that her
yeah.
whole
that's
manipulative
the thing.
thing?
Like I was talking about it just to like be sure I wasn't, a total psycho with my. Are we allowed to say psycho?
yes.
Psycho?
Is that canceled?
Bro,
I don't
the
know.
shit
Anyway.
that we say psycho is nothing. bro.
Anyway,
Qu'est-ce
with
que
like my
c'est?
agent, and it was like, like I don't know when she's in town. Like we've never hung out socially. Like
Right.
you
It's
know
all
when someone's your
business.
friend. Like I'd say we were like we had a warm working relationship where it was
Your
like
colleague.
she had my number because of probably like fact checking questions, but we had never texted to just be like,
What's up? How are you doing? Checking in.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like this was one of the more manipulative things that she did, and not just her, but like any boss or manager is
Yeah.
like, I thought we were friends. Like, no, bitch. Like, you're my coworker, or like,
Sign my
Yeah.
you're a brand. Like, I'm not friends with
Yeah,
you.
like it's just kind of an easy tactic to do that, and also because it's like, well, yeah, you thought we were friends, now that it like suits you to say
Of
that,
course,
and
yeah.
like
She's doing her
also
job
it's
well.
erasing the kinds of jobs that like we do, which is like I also have a job, which is to like write history and write this book, and but also I was kind of like, look, this story has happened, like it wasn't an accident that you raised almost $300 million
Yeah.
and like started this huge brand and like was on the cover of Time or whatever. And everything you're doing is like by choice. Like you have a lot of agency in this. And so it's like easy to sort of get on kind of like a, little bit of like a victim
Right.
narrative, especially in this
Absolutely.
era where people like hate press.
Right. Was she the most difficult person to profile? Like, kind of like intensity of reporting aside, was she the most difficult nut to crack, or who was?
She's definitely like probably one of the biggest enigmas. I've had
What'd
other
you call her? You can't say that word.
I
We could
hate
call
you
her a
so
psycho.
much.
An enigma wrapped in a psycho.
And then there are other people that were hard because their like handlers were impossible.
Like, they would
Middlemen
butt in. They would
and
butt in
women.
like what we're doing.
Yeah, or just even the like pre and post negotiation of like, we want to see your
Yeah.
like questions and stuff. I'm
It's
sure
like
that
potting with someone. Like if your publicist was sitting right here, it's like not as good as
Yeah.
when they're not right.
yeah, like, and they just have such weird energy.
Sure.
Right.
And
That's
it's-
why they're good at their. That's why they exist, right? Is to be like
I
that
guess
weird.
so. I just
fucking
think I'm just like
like
really
the
do you like
blocker.
yes.
What celebrity was the best at like stymieing every question? Like who had their guard up the hardest? Who was the nicest at fucking your shit up?
God, they all sort of
Who plays
like
the best defense
Yeah.
in the league?
yeah.
Defense wins championships.
I'm
True.
like I'm trying to I can't even think of who I've interviewed that was good at like stymieing.
Because Emily sounded like she was pretty good at just like speaking like tech bro nonsense
Yeah,
word
she's
salad
good at
jargon.
like kind of like running out the clock and like speaking in circles and kind of like corporate patois.
yeah.
Corporate patois.
But
Wagwan, circle back.
yeah.
Double click my brother.
Where's Drake when we need him?
Yeah, right.
Um
Combination.
I'm trying. God, I can't even
Publication.
like think of anyone that I've. I mean, it's hard to do someone like Emma Chamberlain when it's like over Zoom.
Yeah, it's no fun.
And she is gonna save anything good for herself in her own like
True.
podcast and comment.
Do you fuck
and
with her? I fucking love her, dude.
I don't follow her. I'm not saying that in a like.
Can you give us her email so we can get her on the podcast?
As if I have her email.
Well, you got in touch with her in some way,
Well,
shape, or form.
You get an email
Nah,
from
I
an
know, I
editor.
know.
You know,
I'm
like,
throwing
come
out.
on.
I'm throwing a Hail Mary scoop, dog.
Slide into her
Damn,
DMs.
bro.
You're both
If you're
verified.
fucking Montana, I'm Brady, dude. We're trying to fucking connect in the end zone. Okay?
I don't look.
Big
All
Boston fan over
sports
here.
metaphors are absolutely over my head.
If you're
I've-
Grace Coddington, he's Sally Singer. Is what he's saying.
okay.
Got it.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it.
That's
If you're-
more your realm.
If you're DVF, he's Sally.
He's Barry Diller.
Damn. Okay.
Who's your dream person to write a profile on that you haven't hit up yet?
Okay, so I think that it's less about it's two things. There are people who I would love to write a profile of, but they never like the Olsens or
sure.
Which one?
Beyonce.
The
Both.
mommy or the
The Olsen twins.
spinster?
Both.
Oh, both of them at the same time.
The divorcee and the
Right.
new mom,
Said spinster.
or like
Damn,
Beyonce. anyone that's
Oh,
like
just that
giving
you want
that's
A-list.
like, or just someone that's like I have
Who
no
doesn't do
idea what
interviews.
like
Are
their
you
lives
a
are
fan
like.
of these people though?
Sure.
Because I think like, and I don't know. I mean, listen, I wouldn't say that James and I even remotely are journalists, but like, we always would rather have not maybe the biggest star, but someone that like we're like interested in sitting in that chair, like
I
yourself.
mean, I'm
you know?
very interested in both of them for sure. I'm very interested. I mean, very, very fascinated by the Olsens. But then that said, like they're never going to give you that kind of access or openness.
I don't think
like it's
they
never
are
going to.
even like that in real with anyone,
Do you-
right?
I mean, who knows, right? Like,
yeah, I
does
guess you're right.
Beyonce have a real conversation with anyone? I don't
No.
know.
Do
but
you
then,
think
so
that?
it's really the people. I just want someone who will just say anything. You know,
But
like,
do you
those are
think
my
that
ideal
when you
people.
mention the Olsens or Beyonce, like, is it because you think that you're the one that can get them to open up, or you just want
No.
you just love them? Okay.
I think I could do great profiles of both of them, but there probably are a lot of people. But it's more just I would love to do it if I had the kind of access that they're
Right.
never going to give.
Sure.
Like, what does
That's why Beyonce
Ashley
gets to produce her
Olsen's-
own documentary. Like,
how
just
or
do that-
yeah, like
do it
what
that
does
way.
Beyonce eat for lunch and like what does she talk about like with her friends?
Does she
With
have
Jay
friends?
Z.
I mean, again, like
Right.
I
The
don't
friend she
if she
pays to be
doesn't,
around
I
her?
want to
Yeah, exactly.
like be like Beyonce sits alone. And,
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Beyonce has a cold.
Yeah, or like I will. Well, okay, so like a month and a half ago, I was in Miami, and I was at the Fina Hotel having dinner, and Luca, what's his last name, Sabat,
Mm-hmm.
was with a friend like at the bar, and I had like a direct view of them, and literally all they did was they were just on their phones.
Shout out Luca.
Hell yeah.
Occasionally
Luca, but
pointing
yeah.
something out. I'm sure, like
I mean,
you
no,
know,
you're
hot
just-
girls or whatever. But it's like, I just feel like that's probably actually what like many celebrities are like, where they're just on their phones and then
I
being
think
like,
you're
"That's a
describing
cool
the
picture."
human condition in
Well,
2023, my friend.
I don't know. That's not me.
Joe,
with my
did you read Joe
friends, though.
Coscarelli? Did you read
That's
Joe
fair.
Coscarelli's book?
Yeah.
So he was his thing that I think is very poignant and like true and kind of like a disappointment is like, yo, being a rapper is very boring because you're or being a
Yeah.
celebrity because you're
Right,
always
like
in.
he always says
you're
that
never
their
in
job
control.
is to like be on Instagram.
You're never in
basically,
control.
right?
You're always
Yeah.
in like you're never at home. Like you're always in between places, right?
Yeah.
And,
In
a
like,
sprinter.
and your whole schedule and commitments are laid out for you. So it's like, yeah, when you're free, like you're not with your friends, you're just on your phone.
Yeah.
Literally, like, and James.
And so like I mean that's not
yeah.
super fun to describe.
We've learned the hard way, like, you know, a rapper, someone being like, what do you do for fun? There is literally no answer because
It's hard.
like-
I mean,
so it's a tough scene.
because of my ex-boyfriend who was like a rap, writer that wrote a lot about rap, and every once in a while I would be around when he was like doing an interview. Like once he had to do one when we were on vacation together, and I was in the room, and I was just like, oh my, it's like, you know, pulling teeth. Is
Yeah.
that the word?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Jason.
I think also interviewing
hard.
interviewing young celebrities is tough.
Oh, dude.
so
Because they're like,
hard.
yo, I just want to play video games and look at fat asses all day.
Yeah, like so hard.
me-
They're
you and
like
me both,
barely
brother.
Yeah, same.
concentrating. They're like super late. Like that would be really hard for
Right.
me.
For all the new girly listeners you're bringing in, one of the best quotes ever is Andre 3000 said, "The age that you get famous at is the age you stay forever." And if you get
I
famous
feel
young,
like probably like Charlie Chaplin or something said that. once, though. Honestly, it's like it's
well,
like
Charlie
the,
Chaplin, the silent movie
it's
star.
like the,
Charlie Chaplin was the three stacks of the talk of the silence.
It's like the people being like Coco Chanel said, like always take one accessory off before you leave the house. Like
I said that.
Did
That was
Coco
me.
Chanel say that? You
That
know?
was Hammurabi's code.
Anyway, sorry.
What? So you write for a whole plethora of publications. Who pays the best? Is it?
Yeah, who should we be pitching?
It depends. I would probably say like Condé Nast publications, and it depends on if you're doing like cover stories. Usually pay the best. But I honestly think the most money I've ever gotten paid was once I did like a big package, which is like kind of stories that are like, maybe there's like a sidebar and a story and like a little interview for Consumer Reports.
Ooh,
They,
really?
they assigned me a whole one
Consumers
about.
in the title.
I think it was about like romance scamming.
Really?
Oh, it
for
was about a
old people.
product. It was about like a phenomenon.
The phenomenon of like or maybe that was like a sidebar. Anyway, I think it was about like romance,
Like old
scamming
people being like
on
suckered into.
Facebook and kind of getting cash
Phenomenon
book,
reports.
like
Catfish?
catfished.
Yeah.
This was like years ago, but I think that was the most money.
Damn, 90-day fiance ass motherfuckers.
Yeah,
So that
Who
was
pays-
long ago.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So can
it was
you
still a
even?
lot of money by that standard.
But is it even possible to be like a full-time writer in 2023 and like make bread and like live a good life in a great city?
I mean, I do. But I think it's hard. I think that I think it's hard to do now without something like a book contract or a contract at a magazine, which like I think almost never happens anymore, or a column,
Right.
or some kind of side thing you don't know about where you're like doing like copywriting for a corporation
Or like the
something.
column thing, like obviously they still exist, but it's like this is why people literally launch a Substack. It's like
I was
make
going to say,
literally
I
make
think,
more money.
I
that
think
way.
people
Like,
make money on some people make money on Substack, some people make money off of their podcast supposedly, but all of that is hard
Allegedly.
because I don't like that because I'm not very entrepreneurial and it's like not my natural inclination.
So
to,
your-
like-
so your
and it
income-
always feels very like a popular. Like I just always feel like I have never escaped popularity contests and like having things be.
And do you
like,
not want to even
quantified.
try and participate in that, like using your big brain as like a skilled writer?
No, I mean, never say never. It's just like not one of those things where I'm like I would do it, but it's not like it's not something that I feel there's a certain laziness where I'm like, same with like writing celebrity profiles. Like I love to do it because they're sort of technically hard, but also because you can't really pitch celebrity profiles. So someone comes to you
Right.
Right,
and
they
is
gotta
like, will
approach
you
you.
do this?
It's inbound.
Also,
yeah.
I think at a certain point when you're just pumping out content, it's like, all right, what straw am I going to grasp at now and like just
Exactly.
just to satiate the masses because I'm on this like
Yeah.
weekly or whatever schedule.
Like some Substacks are great, and some just sound like the person is like a cult leader, like
Well-
kind of just.
well, it's like this Substack could have been a tweet.
yeah.
know?
Well, here's the the loaded question is like, are you afraid of like that cult of personality thing that like you lean into it and then it's not there and you're like, okay, that I just embarrassed myself
Yeah.
publicly. That's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, yeah, or just like.
But that's the great leap of faith that it requires.
Bet
to
on
become
yourself.
Leap of
The only
faith?
podcast that matters,
Faith?
or the only
Yeah.
Substacker that matters.
Yeah, I don't know. I also just like I like having editors.
Mm-hmm.
I like people telling me when my ideas are corny. Like, I.
Well, the audience will
You
tell you
just
that
need a-
real
you just
quick.
need- I was
Trust
gonna say,
me.
you just need a partner.
Yeah,
You just need-
I
you just need a
I
subreddit,
like
trust
shopping
me.
with a friend.
You
You
need
know,
one.
like,
You need one reader to let
I
you know.
have plenty of I have plenty of bad.
Yeah, but if you don't have haters, you ain't popping. So who
That's
pays
true.
who pays the worst out of any publication you work with?
I mean,
Green Royfeld.
no one that I.
You wouldn't waste your time.
No, I'd always do things if it was something that was really fun, or if it was like a friend or a favor. But
So your friends pay the horse.
um,
You gotta keep your editors and your friends separate.
yeah, that's hard in our world.
Not for him.
It's
He
easy.
hates everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm just
well,
like I have
he
my
likes
friends.
me. I like to think that we like each other.
Yeah, but you're not my editor. We don't work together.
No, but even
Not
just
yet.
like your whole thing of like, oh, like we're like, if someone's your peer, it's like you're my peer, you're not my friend.
Or it's like, yo, you want to go hang out with this guy? I'm like, my peer? I don't want to hang out with my peer. Like, I'll email them.
You said it.
I feel like that's very Ian as well.
This
Like,
drinks could have been an email.
That's very Harris Brothers. It
Yeah.
must be like a family trait.
I'm
where
not
you're
here for a
like-
long time. I'm here for a good time. I'm not trying to spend it with my fucking
That's that.
peers.
That's that Irish-Japanese combination. One
I
is
know,
telling
Ian
the other
was, like,
not to get a
threatening that
drink.
he
The
was
other
gonna,
saying,
like,
please, let's get
hide
drinks.
or just be like quiet in the corner.
I'm not
and
trying to
serve-
get beers with the peers. It's Modelo's with the fellows. It's buds with the buds. All right.
All right, okay, bro.
All right.
What's okay?
Well,
So
your life sounds fun.
I know it's great. You've been a writer
Thank
now
you.
for how long?
My whole adult life.
Okay.
Damn.
Were you
Our
were
condolences.
you putting
know.
pen to paper when
That's why I
in,
look so tired.
were you putting pen to paper during like the golden age of magazines when it was like town cars and clothing budgets and
Press trips.
Not really. Like, I would say the tail end of that, but I went with a friend on like a pretty lavish press trip as her like plus one.
Fuck yeah,
in
dude.
the,
where'd you go?
We went to Miami. It was my first time
Ooh.
to Miami, and
Wow.
we stayed
Bienvenidos
at
a Miami.
the Raleigh,
Okay.
R.I.P. And we went. It was when that
The South
Gianni
Beach?
Versace mansion had first opened up as this like private club
Right.
that like Will Smith had like invested in. It was like a really big
said
deal
it.
that we were like having
Yummy,
dinner
yummy.
there.
Versace Mansion, great place to take a shit at.
Oh,
Just FYI.
why? Because they have a Japanese toilet.
No,
silk
it's-
toilet
it's-
paper.
yeah,
They do.
No.
there's gold.
Gullible.
It's gold flake.
Because I was like, where can I order it?
Yeah, right.
It's gold flake. It cuts up your asshole real bad.
Oh.
No, you're just shitting on the Versace, Medusa. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't really.
Who,
Think
you're
about
sitting on
it.
the floor? Tile? What
I'm a lady. I don't really think about.
Yeah,
those
she doesn't
things.
poop.
Right, you don't
Yeah.
poop. Yeah.
So how else was it like super decadent? Was the cocaine flowing?
No.
It was snowing in Miami.
But I remember we were given for like night off, like Amex, like
yes,
gift cards.
What?
To take ourselves out to dinner.
Also,
Wait,
as
what
the pre-
plus one? You're not even working, bro. You're hanging. The
I
other
was not.
motherfucker's
I
working.
literally. I think I was like interviewed someone in the morning while she had to do work.
You're
and
like,
just
"I
like
guess
sat around
I'll-"
our suite.
Was the
Yeah,
Raleigh
my
Hotel
boy.
the financier of this press trip?
No, it was a large beauty brand.
Okay.
Was it Glossier?
No, this was like way before. This
Clinique?
was like 2004.
Was it Clinique? Was it Mac?
No, but you're getting warm.
Got it. Okay.
Pat
Yeah.
McGrath.
Pre-Pat. That was like
I don't
when
know that
Pat
came
McGrath was
All right.
just like a makeup artist.
What's the best perk you ever got when like writers were fucking rock stars?
When writers were writers and
You
men
know,
were
I
men.
never really.
When writers were men.
I never really got anything.
What?
Get the fuck
You never
outta
got free
here.
shit?
Come on, bro. Are you
No, I had.
serious?
I like.
Hey,
because
here's a
pretty
car, write
early
about it.
on,
You
I
fucked
started
up.
writing for like the Times and places,
Ugh.
and I'm too
Oh. You're not even allowed to.
paranoid.
Yeah.
And like, also, the
If
thing-
you're a
the thing
freelancer,
that
it-
you learn quickly is like, especially in this era, like none of that stuff is good.
Well,
You
Oh, that
hit
jacket
like
over there's
I
pretty
don't
good.
know, maybe you guys. Get
you hit 1 out of 5.
if you're a
if you're lucky.
freelancer and you do
I'm
pay,
also, despite how I sound, like not kind of a hoarder of stuff.
I don't know about that.
I don't know my apartment. You've been to my apartment.
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
nice.
minimalist.
So nice.
Yeah.
Not minimal.
Really?
No.
But,
You have a lot of- you have a-
but you're
you have
not
a-
like a crazy.
Well, you've been there when there's
New
like 200
Yorker with
people there.
Yes, yes. Wait, so if you're a freelancer and you do pay for
Hoarder
play or
friends.
you like accept gifts from other publications, can
Yeah,
you
I
not
don't
write
do
for the Times? Is that the policy?
I do not want to speak on the policy because I have no idea. But there is like a long freelancer questionnaire you have to turn in as part of like your
ever
initial
you ever done
paperwork to
marijuana?
get paid, and you have to say like if you contribute to certain like
Right.
charities, and so yeah. I mean, I think
What are your
I don't-
politics?
Yeah. I was gonna say.
You a
what
communist?
What charities do you donate to?
Damn, the
Planned
fucking
Parenthood.
Okay. Same.
Yeah.
the Joseph McCarthy New York
I'm
Times.
handing out abortions. You need one? Come to me, dude. I'll do it
Yeah.
in my crib.
He's got a lot of hangers.
Oh, you're, yeah.
I would say vacuums and
you're a real
hangers, I'm
You're a
dead.
real hanger guy.
Sponsored by Dyson.
Yeah, yeah.
How's the pay for play game looking these days? Like
Yeah.
robust?
I don't know. It was nothing I ever did. No, it really wasn't.
What about now?
No one ever approaches me about that stuff.
They
Really?
know that you have too
I don't
much,
have like the thing is
too
I think
ethical.
all of that has
too much pride.
no, I just think it's gone straight into like influencer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like,
budgets.
yeah, that's
So
fair.
it's like, and where it's probably better spent, and also you can quantify it.
What about like the
way
articles in
easier.
GQ or the New Yorker that are like they're advertisements, but they look like articles? It's like, oh,
No, they
Turkey.
have
Turns out
whole-
Turkey has beautiful beaches.
But that's whole
Beautiful
separate.
hairlines.
Those are
That's
like
true.
separate. Those are literally
What
like
are those?
ad department people.
Those
that,
are
like,
so
Those
funny.
are people that write them or.
yeah,
Like,
you don't want,
anyway,
you
they're
can't be one of
totally
those.
divorced from media.
What about like writing for like Departures or like the
Yeah.
is that like the Delta or that's the Amex magazine, right?
No, Departure. What was?
Departures is?
Oh, I was thinking Con Nast Traveler. Excuse me.
What's the
I've
Amex?
written for Condé Nast Traveler.
The Amex
and
magazine it pays crazy bread.
Yeah,
I've
I did
never-
SpawnCon with them.
They've never, I've done like travel things, but pretty much you go and like they give you more or less a budget, and you're like.
How does that work? Like they give you a debit card and like, oh, there's $3,000.
No,
How does it
you're
work?
paying it all out of pocket,
Really?
or like
Oh, that
charging it
sucks.
and then
then
getting
invoiced,
reimbursed.
yeah.
So you get the miles at least. Get the points.
Yeah, it's although
Tell
like,
Departures I got the miles on deck.
Yeah,
Can't
I don't know.
eat miles.
I feel like bless everyone who cares about miles. I don't.
What's your Delta status?
I'm.
What are
I
you
am
at
not,
right now?
Pulled, I think.
Same.
I think it's really dorky to care about that stuff. Like I don't.
People that make
I'm-
it their personalities a bit fucking.
Well, that's whack, but it is.
cringe-ski.
But that's status, and that's in the. What is there any more important status? Like you're talking about getting reservations, maybe that. But like,
Well, here's the
flying
thing, like,
sucks, dude.
I know, but like I'm always having to fly different things because like different publications will
sure.
book me out, and I don't necessarily have say.
Right.
And also different places I go. Like I always try to take like direct if I can. And if it's like United that's direct to like
It's a tough
where are we
look.
flying for Aspen? God, this is so pretentious.
Denver?
Sorry.
I don't know.
No, anyway,
Ugh,
you know
United.
what I mean.
Yikes.
Yeah, but like I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not prissy that way.
No, I get it.
So like I don't know.
What
You'll
hotel?
take what you
What
can get.
hotel do you stay in LA?
Usually the Sunset Tower.
Okay,
Prissy,
all right.
prissy, prissy. That's
I don't know,
expensive.
Have you guys? It's not that expensive.
It's more expensive than like a bunch of other.
I'll tell you this.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
expensive enough that when we go to LA for work, we do not stay there.
Although I don't know, like the last time I stayed, it was weird. You know that one hotel that's above the like Erewhon in Silver Lake?
the Silver Lake Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's near like
That's
Mohawk.
expensive too. Yeah.
That is like more than Sunset Tower. Last
Well, it's
time I
because
was
it's the
staying
only hotel
LA.
in Silver Lake.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
walkable.
I know
you can
someone
chill.
really needs to do an East
got a
Side
monopoly.
hotel.
What was the haunted one we stayed at that was fire that
That
you hated?
sucked.
Oh, that
Built
place
more.
rocked, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
that place.
No!
This place fucking
what?
sucks.
It's haunted.
I have a story about that place, but
Were
it
you,
happened?
were you
has-
haunted
well,
by a ghost? By the Black Dahlia?
a ghost of my ex?
Oh.
Not a far
No.
away. Yeah. Anyway.
Not-
Who's
not
most?
the
Have you ever
homie.
dated a celebrity?
No. Do I look like someone who would date a celebrity?
Yeah.
What's
Sure,
No,
totally.
I don't have Instagram. Face.
What
Like,
ex-boyfriend-
I am 46 years old.
what's the most Instagram followers an ex-boyfriend of yours ever had?
What
I
a
don't-
question.
Probably Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't
Shout out Big
follow
Big J.
any of my exes on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Like I'm really good
Oh,
at like
you hit the unfollow.
yeah, or I just don't. I don't hate read except for like random girls I went to like high school with occasionally. Like I don't hate read. I don't monitor. I don't. So I don't know. I don't
You're
even
like,
know.
you're like, congrats on the divorce, you bitch. I remember what you said about me. Like that
Yeah.
kind of shit. Like
Here's a
straight
free
up.
book.
I don't actually say it, but in my head I'm like.
Right.
But you want to, but that's where you funnel the hatred not to an ex.
But
not
even
cut
then,
'em
it's
off.
like once every 6 months cruise by. Like I
Right.
have a lot of.
I mean,
I have-
50% of them are getting divorced just based on the stats. So
Yeah, like I have no self-control obviously when it comes to like shopping or
Mm.
ice cream or whatever, but I have like a lot of self-control about like reading.
Well,
dinner
so who do you like? What's your media diet? What do you read?
I love Lauren Sherman's Puck newsletter.
shout out
Mhm.
Lauren Sherman,
It's
friend of the
delicious.
show.
Line sheet.
Mhm.
Yeah, so fun. And I subscribe to Puck and I read a lot of those. And I bought my dad a Puck subscription for Father's Day and he really loves it.
Oh, he's fucking with it.
yeah, he
I wa-
because he loves like media and insidery.
So then your
gossipy
dad-
stuff.
Yo, if that fucking roofing company wants to invest in a podcast, boy, do I have one for you. You know about this?
What roofing company?
There's a roofing company. So there's
the
this
con-
thing in the
the one
Times.
that employs all the Vanity
The Vanity Fair
people
diaspora all work at
Yes.
this like roof,
Yeah,
like
yes,
glamorous
yes.
roofing
I did
company
read
that
that,
invested in
yeah.
Puck,
that
invested
has
in
like
Airmail.
Dana Brown and stuff like. Is this? Anyway.
I was
yeah.
gonna say then your dad read Lauren Sherman's piece on Our Legacy where we get mentioned, so your dad might know who we are.
Potentially. I'll
Presumably.
ask Paul. he's
Ask
gonna
Paul.
Come to
I
the-
mean, send
yeah.
this to Paul. Shout out Paul if you're listening right now.
Yeah. Paul loves clothes, and he
Yeah?
loves. Yeah. His
Oh,
favorite
what's his-
person is like Joe Coscarelli.
How much Bodie does he own?
But
Paul
Joe
doesn't
is a
have
uniform
anybody.
guy. Why would Joe be his favorite person if he loves clothes? Joe like wears the same
Because
jeans.
no,
from
he
10
and Joe know each other personally. They're like,
Oh,
like
but-
through me.
if
Because your dad's a big Migos guy. Who's on? Okay, so who's on your Mount Rushmore writers? Because we mentioned
Oh.
we mentioned your media diet, but like just individuals that
yeah.
you seek out.
My media diet, which was just Puck.
Well,
Um,
Blackbird. Well, shout out Jonah. He's quoted extensively in
Yeah.
not extensively, but he has a pretty long excerpt in
yeah,
your
he has a
book.
little interlude. I do read Blackbird Spy Plan. You know, I read probably all the same newsletters that you guys read.
Do you subscribe to any physical magazines in this day and age? Like a New
Mm.
Yorker girly, like he's a New Yorker guy.
Yeah, I subscribe to a few.
What
Um,
Substacks do you pay for?
I
Ooh.
think I pay for a lot.
Oh,
I
damn.
pay for like a lot of those like shopping ones. Like I think I pay for Becky Malinsky's. I think I pay. Do you have to pay for magazine that Laura
Laura
Riley?
Riley,
one?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I pay for that. I pay for like Business of Fashion. That's not like a
Right,
Substack,
just the subscription,
But
yeah.
I feel like I pay for a lot of them. I just can't think of anything
All
right now.
Well, maybe review them. Get your finance in order. You are terrible with money.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
Okay,
damn.
Mount Rushmore of writers.
all
Okay.
time or currently? What are the parameters?
Let's
Yeah,
go all
alive,
time.
All time. Shakespeare. No.
Oh, the Bard,
Billy Shakespeare.
the Bard.
Heard of him?
Yeah,
Um,
never heard of him.
You can only speak in iambic pentameter for the rest of the podcast.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I was a poet as a child.
Oh yeah, you were
I
getting
was
some
a
sonnets off.
poet as a child. We'll count it.
I didn't believe in rhyming. I was free verse.
Ooh,
Oh, of course you were.
Yeah.
fucking E. Cummings
Okay.
over here.
Oh gosh.
Now you can really sound pretentious if you want to like get your fucking deep
No,
cuts
I'm
off.
trying to think. Oh God, I just can't think of anything, but I'm going to.
Okay.
we could talk. We could talk just like current day contemporaries if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, this is so cliche, but like obviously I love Joan Didion. Like
Mhm.
I
I just know her
R.I.P..
Tumblr. I just know her Tumblr would have gone crazy.
There he is. I'm happy you got to work that in, dude.
Thanks.
I love Annie Ernaux, the French memoirist.
Mhm.
All women so far.
No, there's gotta be there's a man.
What a
in there
surprise.
somewhere.
When are you gonna start reading
Big
men's words?
E.H.
Yeah.
Ernest Hemingway.
Shakespeare was a woman. We know that.
Yeah. Shakespeare's sister.
Shakespeare was
Um,
trans.
Yeah.
I need to just start thinking of things.
This is a huge
I've
question.
read.
I know.
Should have prepped her, dude.
Yeah,
This was
sorry.
a
Yeah,
Larry
this is
question.
no. It's
I've
this
read-
is our fault as we should have like been like, yo, think of on the
No,
train
no,
over.
it's
Think of your
fine,
four
it's fine.
favorite writers of all time.
I'm taking this way too seriously. I love Tana French, the Irish like mystery writer. I've actually gotten shamed twice by her publicist because she has a book coming out
Oh, really?
this spring, and I was like, "Hi, I'd love a galley," and they were like, "We don't."
Damn,
have it yet.
thirst ball.
But I know that they have it because someone I know had one, and I was like, "Stop." Anyway.
Love to get
And then
Guinness with her.
maybe I don't know. I've read a ton of Robert Louis Stevenson because
Yeah.
my high school was named after him and have like a
Sick.
certain place in my heart.
That's nice. A little nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't so difficult.
No.
It was I'm.
But
That's
honestly,
the one question I'm going to call and be like, guys, you got to take that
We'll
one.
we'll
down."
cut those 50 seconds.
no,
in
no,
there.
and honestly, we should have prepped you. That's our bad.
No, it's fine.
Let me ask you
wish
this.
I had like I mean, all of those things like Bret Easton Ellis. I
Mm.
read everything he's ever
B.
written. Yeah,
Did you like the shards?
I loved it. I thought it was a return to
So
form.
many vibes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
a lot of
Did
vibes.
you?
Yeah.
We know you didn't read it, Larry. So we won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only read Flannery O'Connor.
Warren's read the first
she
20
was
pages of Heat
racist.
2. As an OG resident of Dime Square, a.k.a. White Chinatown, and an OG gentrifier,
Congrats.
what's your state of the union? We kind of talked about this, but like, how's that neighborhood doing as we wrap up 2023 heading into 2024? What the fuck is going on there? Is it still just like Trustafarian playwrights dressing like shit and, preying on incest chic models?
Stop talking about me and my friends that way.
How dare you?
How dare you talk about me in such words? I think
It is funny how hard it flamed out just as a fetishized thing.
Icarus moment, bro. It was all anyone wanted to fucking talk about, ourselves included, and now it's like, yo, we're over it, dog.
Are you though? You still hang out there?
Yeah, but I don't think we fetishized it like as much as
The amount of headlines. The amount of headlines.
Well, that's
were
okay.
on it.
Yeah,
Here's
It's
what
just-
I will say.
There's
I
only so
think
many places that have
the people
cold
that
red
are
stripe.
like excited about it
Yeah.
are like getting into the outer boroughs and beyond. I mean, you know, I don't know. I would say maybe more like New Jersey.
What?
For
Wait,
real, dude.
there's a
Island?
Dime Square to Jersey pipeline.
That's the thing. I think the people that are coming on like a
Hoboken
peak
next up.
weekend.
Oh, you think Dime Square's a tourist attraction
I
now?
I
see.
think
You don't
the
mean people
people-
leaving to go to Jersey. You mean the other way.
There's a Jersey
Yeah,
to Dime
yeah,
Square
yeah,
pipeline.
yeah. I
Bridge,
think,
you
like,
mean
the
Bridge and Tunnel,
people-
Dime Square, motherfuckers.
Yeah, like I think the people that are interested in it have like gone to the
Wow,
you know,
they
next
really
ring
do wear
road.
jorts that
the
long.
couples standing in front or behind, I forget, of you at Scars, like they just extended their zip car that day and they're hanging out.
No, I
like
think they
that.
probably
As a
live
zip
in
carman
like.
himself.
I think
Yeah.
they probably live in like.
Were they out of towners? Would you say? Because maybe their flight was canceled. That's why they were there on a Tuesday afternoon versus a weekend, right?
No, I know. I'll nail this. They probably lived in like Jersey City
Okay.
or.
Hoboken? No.
I've never been to Hoboken.
Ever?
Good for you.
Damn.
No,
I don't know.
Good
I've never
for
been
you.
to
Shout out
Jersey
Frank
City
Sinatra.
ever.
Good for you.
They have a Jollibee.
I do love Jollibee.
Jollibee's really good.
Or maybe they lived in like Kensington or like Prospect Lefferts.
Has the stereotype consumed itself? Is it Ouroboros snake sucking its own dick, where it's just like all cosplay, people dressing up like they think they should dress up, people doing
But
the things?
see, yeah, I think
or is it
those
still
are
an
just
actual?
like weekend people.
Okay.
Like I think that like actually
Because it's still mostly Chinese people during the week.
On a Tuesday afternoon.
I think if you live there, there's still like a core of people that you all sort
The
of that you
holdouts.
see, or just that that work there
last
and that live
hippies.
there that you see all the time on the street,
The aging beatniks.
and you all kind of know who each other are.
Yeah.
So what is happening in New York City right now that
That's
that
such a
tickle?
boring answer. I'm sorry.
No,
but
no,
if
it's-
that's
so
the
it's all-
truth. That's the truth.
It sounds like it's over. So what is happening in New York City right now that tickles your
Nothing
pickle?
compared to Greenpoint, baby.
Oh, Greenpoint is so cool. What's happening right now that tickles your pickle in the whole city? What are you seeing that like actually is like catching your eye, piquing your interest? All
I
the
think this is
omakase?
almost. No, I'm not really an omakase person. I think this is almost beyond peaking and starting to like get too mainstream. But
We've crested.
think like Turtle Bay, Kips Bay,
Really?
is Tudor City, huge.
Wow.
Wait, why? Because like all the
Yeah.
bros in Murray Hill have moved out, and now there's like cheaper housing there.
Yeah, there's like beautiful apartments. It's
mean,
like
Tudor City's great.
so pretty. Tudor City, you can like
It's where Holden
buy
Caulfield got
places.
sexually molested by his professor.
Great.
Iconic.
Yeah. And like beautiful apartments.
Right near
Has
Bellevue.
kind of like an old New York vibe a little bit, I think.
You got
like
Dover Street right there.
diners.
True.
Yeah.
Diners, Dover Street.
And like
Dime Square.
Molestation.
Times Square expats.
Fictionalized molestation.
yeah, and then it's like cheap. It's probably cheaper than most parts of Brooklyn at this point.
Definitely.
Oh, without a doubt. What are you talking
So
about?
like there's something about it that just feels like plain in a good way.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
like if people, but so not basic, but just like normal.
Just plain.
Just normal.
Yeah.
Plain.
Like wearing
Like no makeup.
no. Like wearing like Converse.
Oh,
Chucks.
I don't say
Chuck
Chucks.
set-
Good
Chuck
old,
70s?
good old reliable.
Yeah. I don't know what Chuck 70s are.
It's a sneaker.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, you do
Fucking
fancy
dork.
yourself. You do fancy yourself
Where
a gourmand,
am I?
Marissa.
Do you like that I've come on your podcast and I'm like,
Thank you.
excuse me for talking about.
This is Lawrence's
How
podcast,
dare
actually.
you talk about?
Well, okay, you do fancy yourself a gourmand, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Come on, you're out and about most nights.
Yeah. Okay.
What are the most overrated restaurants in New York City right now?
I would say probably all those like Instagram ones are awful to be at.
What are we talking about? Like
'Cause
Via
of the
Carota, Kiki's? Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, I will never say anything bad about it. I love Kiki's.
Kiki's is like
Kiki's
delicious.
is like my McDonald's.
It's
Really?
It's an Instagram restaurant. That's
How
all I'm
often
saying.
do you eat there?
Um,
Good lunch spot.
I don't know. actually go that often. Maybe like I'll go through phases where I feel like I eat there like once a week, but I get stuff to go a lot
Oh, cool.
because I just, walk
Yeah.
over and get like
Exactly.
a
Just
salad. But it's such a fun lunch spot. So no, not Kiki's, but yeah, that whole thing where it's like I don't think Casino is bad, but I went there for the first time.
no comment.
And
bad.
it was my fault for like going on a Saturday. Like I had like a notification for various places for a friend that we were hanging out, and like we got a table, and I've never done this, but I like asked to be moved to the front room because there was we were surrounded by these like
Yikes.
tables on either side of us of like big groups of screaming women. Like, I don't think they were on bachelorette parties, but they sounded like they were, and they were taking so many selfies and so many like kind of Amina Muaddi style shoes, and I
Right.
was like,
It just ruined your night.
I couldn't even,
Ruining your
I
night.
just couldn't even hear my
Actively.
friend.
Right.
And like once we sat in the front, it was better, but I was kind of like,
Sound like you were sitting next to Lawrence.
I was going to say,
At a restaurant.
this is what happens if you dine by me, dude. You ask to be moved.
oh
Yeah.
really?
I'm just loud and aggressive.
Shrieking,
and brolic.
selfies.
I mean, look,
Not that.
I'm not like, I like to drink and stuff, but I'm not like
we
a
know.
screamer.
No.
We know you like the party.
Yeah, no, okay, so casino, like, and is this like
see
this is
that
TikTok and
ilk.
Instagram that have ruined these places for you?
I think so. Yeah, I think that kind of behavior of like,
Bachelorette party ass
or just
behavior.
or it's the same thing of like I'm not interested in like Jack's wife Frida very much, but like, why are there lines?
well, that's
to get
that's
in.
crazy.
But that's
town.
also TikTok and like Instagram.
No, for sure, a billion%.
Or
but
like, I happen
but
to.
casino is like cooler than that.
It is, but that's part of the
maybe
thing.
it's
Is like
the
a
trick.
restaurant could be really cool, and maybe that's even part of the problem is that it looks cool, and then people want to go there.
It
to
does
take
look cool. I
pictures.
will say, I like the vibe, but yeah,
Yeah.
the food was just mid. That's all.
Besides Kiki's, what are your go-to spots?
Let's see. I love Fouquet's in Tribeca.
Okay.
Their gnocchi is really insane, and I have like a friend, and we go to Fouquet's, and it's like a thing.
That's cute.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
What else do I mean, okay, weirdly this summer I went through a phase where I'd get like a 6-inch sub at the Subway sandwiches like down the street from me.
Who the
And it was
fuck
like
says
a weird-
Subway sandwiches? Just
I don't-
Subway.
But then
what was
maybe
your
thought
sub?
I was going to the Subway.
What was your Subway
You
sandwich?
guys making me a sandwich out of the Subway.
I grew up on the West Coast. We didn't say things like subs.
What was
Okay.
your Subway sandwich
Yeah, what's your go-to?
that you got from the sandwich artist?
Turkey. Little
Your
bit
go-to
of
spot is Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
It was like a very specific craving that I had for like.
Oh, that
2
bread will
weeks.
fucking. The smell of that bread.
Every
will get
sandwich
you.
at Subway
Also,
tastes
I-
like the same thing, and that's
Also,
a good
I
taste.
go
in my
there
opinion. I
a
love
lot because
You ever fuck with Jersey Mike's?
It. Yeah, that's what we got to do.
I've never been.
Oh,
But
that's
I
the.
go there a lot because it's
Smart
the
up,
closest
sister.
place to get a fountain Diet Coke
Oh,
near me. And
yeah.
I love going. I love fountain like Diet Coke more
So
than
we're
like
getting-
anything.
So like the dream combo is Metrograph for the popcorn to go. And
Yeah.
then you
Oh,
hit
I've-
up
I've
the
done it.
Subway
Yeah.
sandwiches
all
for a
on the
fountain
same,
drink. Yeah.
all on my dog
Love
walk,
that.
and then go home, and then it's fucking Friday alone.
I love that one of your go-tos is Subway with the turkey. So you're not pretentious at all because that's
Yeah,
the
high
least
low.
that is
No,
the
I'm
least
not.
pretentious.
That's the thing. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm.
No, I'm saying
The
you said
thing
it about
that
yourself.
people, I think, because I seem so pretentious, and definitely am, but I'm also like weirdly non-judgmental, and I have a populist side. So
Yeah.
no,
Well-
I'm not. I'm pretentious, but
Shout out to people and their sandwiches.
thank you.
Subway should
Thank
change their
you.
slogan. Was it Eat Fresh? Should be sandwiches for the people by the
Here's
people.
the thing: if they wanted to make me their Jared, I promise I'm not a pedophile.
Just you holding up some clown pants from Chanel. It's like, here you go. Look at this.
I've just dated a lot of guys
Yeah.
in their 20s.
This Bodie clown suit used to be tight on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared, you have to lower that number to get to Jared status.
Haven't had sex with a teenager since I was.
Wait,
a
was he
teenager.
was he child porn or was it he was fucking
Molester.
for? Oh, he was
He's
for
fucking him, I
him.
think.
Alright, yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Tough scene. bro.
Look, I can guarantee it.
and you know what? And the sandwiches are still delicious, dude.
Yeah.
So
In your experience with straight men and in your experience with like downtown New York City, what are your thoughts on just like hetero dudes, like hetero menswear right now? Like guys losing their minds over fucking ALD and Noah putting out swaggy grandpa clothes.
new
and,
J.
I think
like-
Crew
it's
even.
so corny. It's like virgin shit.
Oh.
Like I
So
just
also how dudes are wearing Bodhi to your point.
I mean, I just think that they need to relate to fashion in a way
These are the
that's-
brands or the people, the customers.
The men need to relate to the brands in a way that's less like gamified, sports statistic, fan based.
Okay.
Like shop, touch things, like get second opinions, and
Who should they be getting second opinions from? Women in their lives, their boys. Like, what would you advise?
I definitely think women is good, but like women have
So
shitty
text
taste
your
too.
mom if you're a virgin.
I mean, they're women, but also just like shop with your like pickiest, most brutally honest, meanest friend. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I've always had a good sense of what I like and what I don't, and I'm good at sitting. I sit out a lot of trends. Like I don't think I do everything, and I just feel like there are a lot of men these days that are just.
Well, they have to be on every trend.
Yeah, and so it's like no idea of like what suits them, and also I'm like, who are you? Like, what are you trying to project?
But this is also the process of knowing thyself. Let me defend all the virgins listening. Like to some degree,
know
is it?
this podcast is gonna really.
was gonna
make
say,
I'm not selling books to.
How about you stop being a
listeners.
bitch for one fucking second, Marissa? No, but like, it's a process.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
fine. What
Really sorry.
I mean, they can make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Making mistakes is part of the journey.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have worn more regrettable things than most people.
what was a personal style phase you went through that you regret the most, looking back? Besides the
one-
clown suits.
Which
love-
you're gonna
I
regret
love-
in T minus.
I will be buried in my Clune outfits.
God damn it.
Change the
I-
after this question.
Yeah, I'm buried tomorrow. No, I
Clune.
think that like I went kind of hard. I was also sort of depressed when this was happening, when like the sort of outdoor voices like athleisure thing.
Yeah, that's tough.
And like just wore that stuff out and about a lot in a way that I cringe at now.
Like
I
running
also-
errands or like to dinner? Like were you in like
More-
joggers at fucking at like a nice reservation?
No,
like,
no. But I definitely wore like leggings with a shirt to like a Mexican restaurant with
That was
friends.
the look.
Yeah.
That was the
And you have
Glossier.
no
that was the
respect for
Glossier
Mexicans.
decade.
But
so.
was it leggings that had like a heart stitched on the ass?
Ooh, yeah.
'Cause I
Did it say
did.
juicy?
Yikes.
No words, just like a heart
Just-
to make your
just
ass look like a
emojis?
heart. I don't know. I also like was really anti sock at the time, and so it was like
What was going on in your life, bro?
I was kind of depressed. Like I remember.
You don't say.
What year did There Will Be Blood come out?
Oh my god.
Or no, The
2012.
Master. What year was
Oh.
The Master? Was it 2012?
Well, no, that's There Will Be Blood. So the Master. I don't know. I can look it up.
I remember going to The Master. I have weirdly such a like distinct.
Oh, The
memory
Master's
of this.
2012. My apologies.
Okay. Yeah, There
There
Will
Will
Be
Be
Blood was
Blood's
like
2010.
2007.
Oh, you're right. I'm
Okay.
totally off. Yes.
Anyway, so I remember going to The Master and like
2007.
being like, I don't know how to dress for a movie and not wearing sweatpants.
But the movies is not like we're going to a matinee.
What do I wear while I
No, I
sit
was
in the
going
dark
to,
for
like,
2
an-
hours?
yeah, but I was like going to an evening movie and like meeting friends and like
Okay.
I just feel like I remember I was wearing like moccasins and like this weird pair of like ill-fitting pants.
You were
like,
depressed. You were depressed.
Yeah, like I also think I
Clinically.
go through phases of like my weight fluctuates and I would just like wear stuff that was like too big or too small because I like
Yeah, I
didn't
relate
want
to
to buy
that for
new
sure.
things
Yeah.
or whatever, or like wanted to fit into old things. I don't know. Yeah. I went too hard in athleisure. I really let it like get me. I became flaccid with athleisure.
Athleisure, you fell into its trap.
I fell into its trap.
Damn.
dude.
Just a lot of soft fleeces.
It's crazy that the athleisure would then make you into a flaccid person, but that's what those brands didn't want you to. They want you to think, oh, it's going to be this best performative or
Real
perform-
athletes wear Tom
Yeah,
Brown
exactly,
suits. Marissa, let's get into the next segment of the podcast, which is titled Dad Ass.
Well, good thing we established I'm not a pedophile
That's true.
already.
Is
call.
dating in New York City, whether you're a pedophile or not, is dating in New York City the worst thing in the world?
I think dating everywhere is really hard.
Is it especially bad in New York?
Probably. I mean, I have the
There's
thing. Here's the thing.
so many options.
Like, I think for someone like me, it would be really hard to date in like St. Louis. I've never been to St. Louis, but like, I just think
like
it would
Arches?
be hard for me. Even like I've like vaguely dated people in LA before, and they're always like,
Ugh.
"You're so funny."
Well, do you have a type?
No, weirdly, I'm very
So
like.
then you would think that New York would be great then, because there's all different. It's a melting pot. He's got so many different types.
I think New York is hard, but I think it's probably harder in different ways other places.
Oh, that's okay. Totally.
Yeah.
Why do the LA people think you're funny?
Because women in LA, by and large, like ones that, you know, are maybe on the market, are, I don't know, like they're moving to LA maybe to like become stars or influencers or something like that. And there's like less people that are like, you know, have strong opinions about like Eve Babbitts or whatever.
So what's the way to Marissa Meltzer's heart then?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I've never dated anyone with a lot of money.
That's your problem.
Do you want to?
I'm very open to it. Yeah.
You gotta try it out at least once, right?
Yeah.
We've never done
Yeah.
it.
If
If you're not going to do pay for play SpawnCon, you can do pay for play with your glass box.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what is he gonna say?
I think I would be really good at being a prostitute or
Really?
a sex worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
All
just
work is sex work.
I'm pretty good at like
Having sex.
No, I don't even mean that part. I just mean
Thank
more
you.
like I'm good at just like doing things and living through it and moving
So, like,
on to the next. I'm
living
good
in
at
the moment?
dissociating, living in the moment.
Oh, you
and
can
dissociating.
compartmentalize.
Yeah, I'm good at.
This
I
is
also
dark.
have this disease, kind of where I'm not that kind of disease, but like
Are you okay?
where I see other jobs on film, and I always think I'd be really good at
Because
them.
you're watching the glamorized version in a movie.
Yeah, like I was
oh,
watching.
I would be a
Sicar-
g- I
like
would be a
was
good
literally
oil man.
watching Sicario last night. I hadn't seen it
Great
since
movie,
it
dude.
was in theaters, and was rewatching it, and I was like, I feel like I'd be so good at
As a
this.
Sicario?
As a hitman.
Are you on like the Department of Homeland.gov like looking for jobs?
No, but after watching the first season of Industry, I called up my dad's ex, who does work in finance and foreign exchange, and I was like, should I
Y'all
become an
hiring?
analyst? And she was like, you'd actually be really good at it, and then talked to me about this whole like new sort of hiring practice that finance firms are some places are trying to find like people of non-traditional
Really?
backgrounds. Yeah. And
Okay.
then I sort of was like, gave it up. But like,
You're like, oh well, now that it's an
I
actual
have
real
like a
thing I
weird
could do.
thing
no.
where I think that I can like do things, and I don't know. It's real weird.
Chinese aggression in the South China Sea. You know, it's really going to drive up those fucking. I don't know what Harper's
Nice.
talking about. What are some fashion red flags that maybe like if you go on a date, they immediately clue you in that the guy's a fucking bozo?
Okay. Even though I quite like the look of those. Is it the M.A. Leon Dore? Like, are they New Balances?
Ame
550s?
Leon Dore, New Balances.
Yeah,
Is it Dore, not Dore?
door.
Oh,
The Accent
sorry.
Gu is on the Ame.
You're,
The
550
550s.
specifically that.
Yeah.
model.
Well, you are
Those
you are in your
white and
clown.
green ones.
Yeah.
You are in your clown era.
Yeah. I think those are nice, but if someone showed up in them, those would be a red flag.
Yeah, because they'd be 21,
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
even younger.
Yeah.
Hey, legal. She
yeah,
said pedophile
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Not cougar.
No, I just feel like it would signify a lot of interests and emphasis
And
on
lack
things.
thereof.
Yeah, that I would. I think any like novelty shirts.
Like there are two wolves inside me. Like that's
yeah, or like
like
you know,
howling at the moon shit.
You know
yeah,
how
yeah.
there's all that like merch now that looks like bootleg, like 80s concert stuff?
Mhm, of course.
Like anything like that, I would find a red flag.
Like a fake tribute tee for Walter White or like
Oh my
you know,
god.
something like that.
Oh my god, yes.
Rap tees for not rappers that aren't actually vintage.
Yeah, like a Timothy Chalamet.
Rap tees
sort
for-
of
Yes,
rap
yes,
tee.
yes.
rap tees for
Yes.
fictional characters.
Yeah.
Yes. I think pretty
for
much
non-rappers,
any
really.
hat that's not a baseball cap, unless it's like,
Like a fedora.
yeah.
What about a
unless it's-
beret?
I mean, I would definitely fuck a guy in a beret. I'd
know.
actually be really
Ho-ho.
into that.
Tony
I'd be
Soprano.
really into that. But like
In your French clown suit.
anyone that
Yeah, that's fucking.
that's my fantasy, not yours.
Yeah.
Don't yuck my yum.
No, you got to fuck the guy in the beret while wearing the French clown suit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
While saying
what do
Abe
you think
Leon
of-
Dole.
You haven't even seen my Harlequin lingerie yet. I don't have that,
Yet.
but I should definitely get it. Any hat that's not like winter tactical or like baseball cap, like jaunty fedora.
Yeah, well, no milady shit. That's just.
I'm just
fucking-
saying,
Yeah.
like,
No, I get you.
You know, like
What about a guy with an eye patch?
my fun fact: my now deceased step grandfather
R.I.P..
famously had an eye patch.
Famously.
That's sick.
Yeah,
dude.
he founded, he basically invented the wetsuit and founded a large surfwear brand, and he was kind of the logo.
What brand?
O'Neill?
Yeah.
What?
Patrick O'Neill, the right fielder of the New York Yankees.
That was Paul O'Neill.
Paul O'Neill.
His name was Jack.
But Jack O'Neill. Yeah,
Pat
famous
is
fucking.
actually, he has a son named Jack, or named Patrick, who was
Yes.
like the
Dude,
CEO.
O'Neill is
Yeah.
goated, dude.
Oh, well,
Damn.
I was married into the family.
Wow, you got wetsuit money?
Damn, you got eye patch money?
I don't know. No, there's no
That's the
longer,
O'Neill side.
No longer related by marriage.
Oh, I see.
But
Got it.
I was part of the family
Yeah,
for a very
well,
long time. But
big
so
rip to a
yeah, I've
legend.
been around eye patches. So no, it would remind me of like someone who was like a grandfather figure to me, and that
Oh.
would be a
Your
little weird.
memoir title should be "I've been around eye patches." A memoir. by
Yeah.
Vince Announcer. That'd be fucking.
I mean,
Fire.
it's not adjacent to clowncore.
I don't know about
Just
that.
novelty eye patches are like going to be a trend next summer. Watch that hit Times Square, like unironically, dude. Just watch.
Was there like a 80s or 90s rapper that wore
Slick Rick.
was
but
this
he's
like Rick?
but he's
I mean,
blind in one eye.
Yeah, it wasn't. It
Oh,
was like
interesting.
real.
My mother is too.
Oh,
Does she wear
does
an
she
eye
wear an eye
patch?
patch?
No.
What does she do? Does she have a glass eye?
No, she's just blind in it.
Oh,
But
does
it
it like
looks normal. No,
I
not
think
normal.
so. I think it might look like she has a little bit of a lazy eye, but I can't tell because I've been around her.
because
so
you only
much.
see her once a year when you play the jewelry game.
when you're trying to get slapped.
Marissa, what's the worst first date you've ever been on?
Okay. I went on an online date many years ago, and I wish I remembered all of the details. But this guy,
Compartmentalized it.
yeah,
said that wrong.
yeah. This guy and I went to a drink somewhere in like Tribeca because he lived nearby. And he launched into the dumbest and craziest story about, he was like, well, I can't go to this part of the city because my ex-wife lives there and she's a witch and she's put a curse on me. And it went,
Spell.
yeah, and it went into so much detail and was so long that I truly thought,
and he was being
like,
sincere.
well, I truly was like, I must be getting filmed for some kind of
Like literally punked.
yeah, like a reality show because it was so dumb and so long.
Right.
And
My dick's not working because my ex-wife is just stabbing my voodoo doll
also,
right there.
like my mom kind of identifies as Wiccan, so I was like, I know this is not how witchcraft
My mom
works.
is a real witch.
So what happens if
You
he
fucking
entered that part of the city?
capper.
Does he like turn into a
Yeah,
dog?
he was
like
basically like, my heart will stop, and I was like,
fire.
it just went on for so long and was so weird and detailed, and I didn't even get
You gotta
like.
believe him. Believe all men.
And
believe
I
all
had
cursed
like,
men.
yeah, and I think I was drinking like not even an alcoholic drink. Like I think I'd ordered like a lemonade or something. Like I had a bad feeling when I saw him, and I think I drank like a quarter of it and was like, I gotta go to a meeting. And he was like, it's 8 p.m. or whatever, and I was like, I have a meeting.
That
and I
is.
just left.
That's so awesome. This guy sounds like a super fun hang.
It's
If you're not on a date with
honestly-
him, I mean, because it's
yeah,
like
it's probably someone who's like a tech builder.
you didn't have
right?
you didn't have a million questions about like the dumb like because that's to me would be so
I
fun
think I
to.
started asking questions because I was sort of like, oh, at least this isn't boring. This is kind of fascinating.
And the-
Also, he wasn't hot.
Oh, that's his first problem. But then
Yeah.
also it's like your interview technique. And then what happened? With
Well,
the
here's
curse?
here's my problem with dating is that professionally, I draw people out in conversation, and I could have like a solid conversation with like a tree, and like
Because the tree was a man who was cursed by his ex-wife.
so 1000%. So I can just like I could be like basically functionally asleep. But you're thinking you're having like a really meaningful and interesting
Wow, she
interaction
keeps asking
with
so many
me.
good questions.
And so I get things from guys that I have zero interest in that were like, that was such a good date, like blah, blah, blah.
That's your curse.
And I'm just like, because I can just like turn it on and ask questions and there's no awkward silence and I can keep it fucking rolling.
Right.
But I don't fake
Yeah.
it. Like if I'm not interested in someone, I like
Damn.
get out of
Yeah,
there.
you'd quarter of a lemonade and eject. And as
Yeah,
long as
yeah,
they
you know
don't
what was
ask you your
cursed?
four favorite
The
authors,
vibes.
Yeah. Maybe it's me.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe like, maybe
Yeah,
I
that
I
hit.
always think like, you are your own like common denominator. You
Sure.
know, like.
What
Yeah.
drew you to? What drew you? Like, what in his dating profile? And then we can move on. What like made you be like, yeah, I'm
Here's
gonna
the
go
thing,
on
I
a
don't
date?
remember anything about his profile. I've tried to, and I can't even
What
remember
app was
what-
it?
I can't remember.
Was it OkCupid? Because that'll at least like
More like
set the
okay,
timeline.
stupid. Am I
I
right?
want to
Hell
say
yeah.
it was either OkCupid or like early Tinder.
Okay, so this is mad long ago. At
Yeah.
least 10 years ago, at least then.
Yeah.
Tinder's 10 years old.
Yeah, maybe like
Happy birthday, Tinder.
8 or 10 years ago or more. Yeah, it was significant. It was long enough that
Well, I
like
hope that guy had never entered whatever neighborhood that would stop his heart and that he's doing well.
I know. Can you imagine?
Maybe. And
On
yo,
such a hard no to Uptown.
It's like,
You're
oh fuck,
I think we're.
oh
you know
fuck,
what?
the
Trying
locals
to-
running express. I'm gonna die.
yeah.
I do remember trying to like drill down on like, is it 23rd Street or is
Right.
it like 8th Avenue? Like, where can't you go? But I can't remember.
He's like, it's weird. It's just like within like 10 feet of like a school. Like, my
Yeah.
heart will stop. It's fucking
Yeah.
weird, dude. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
I have this ankle thing that
Yeah.
vibrates.
Marissa, how much money do you make?
Not enough.
Yeah. What do you like to spend your hard money on besides clown suits and?
Yeah. We know you
Food.
shop. We know you eat. What else? Like, what have we not hit on?
I don't think I actually spend that much money on food, if I'm being honest.
Oh, the Subway $5
Yeah.
foot longs. Are-
256
yeah,
inch.
I like, travel.
Yeah. What's on your bucket list to travel? Because I know you go to like Gay Paris a lot.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of
Yanni.
places.
What's on your bucket list that you haven't been to yet?
I've never been to Seoul. I'd like to go to
Ooh.
Seoul.
To the new Supreme store, obviously.
Yeah. I've never been to Brazil and would love to go to Brazil. Also,
Come to Brazil.
I also hear that like everyone like has a great time making out in Brazil.
Ooh.
Someone once told me that you like go to a bar and you like talk to someone and then you kind of kiss and then you go to someone else and then at the end of the night you all just decide who you're gonna go home with.
I
Oh.
love that, dude. It's like
Sounds
eighth
like
grade.
Sounds like you would be a
All
good.
over
again.
Sounds like you would
That
be a
was
good
the-
sex worker.
That was not my eighth grade
Yeah.
in any way.
You didn't go to a slutty New Jersey public school.
No, I was being like bullied.
Oh, I know. You're
yeah.
following them all on Instagram.
Yeah. No, I was like listening to REM and going to like
Right.
Lollapalooza.
You're
Wasn't-
cool. You were actually
I
well.
was
Now we
cool
know
in,
with
in
with-
retrospect,
right? In
but
hindsight,
it
with
wasn't
hindsight
really
being
working
2020.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I had braces.
All right. Well, you do spend a lot of money on clothing. What's the most expensive piece of clothing you've ever bought? Do you think?
What is the most someone has said on this podcast?
Oh, we don't ask.
Well, we don't
everyone.
ask about the dollar amount necessarily. We ask about the item.
Yeah, just
Oh.
tell. You don't have to. I mean, well, we'll see what the follow up is.
Um,
We're gonna draw it out of you.
I have a Prada shearling coat.
Oh,
Price tag looking like what?
is that
How
at
much do you
retail?
think it was?
Wait, retail or
Yeah,
real?
I'm not getting. Oh yeah, retail.
$8,000, $8,500.
$1. Price is right rules.
What's the Price is Right rule? Closer?
You
No,
can't
Is
go
it a little
over.
closer?
You can't go over. So if it's
Larry went over.
okay, so I
Oh,
win.
damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 G's,
No.
7.
Getting closer.
Okay, we can move on.
It seems
What-
like a decent deal.
Well, it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
there's been a lot of inflation since then.
Yeah.
Pre-RAF. Pre-RAF.
No,
sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Pre-RAF prices.
I'm not really a RAF product girl.
I
I
don't
don't-
know
I
if a
don't like
lot
all
of
the-
people are.
Do you think? I don't like all the triangle logos. It drives me fucking nuts.
Well, it's the new like
Yeah,
it's
it's
the new fucking
fucking-
giant logo thing.
Well, I know what it is. I just don't like
Yeah,
it.
no, you're not a conspicuous consumer.
More of a
Well,
Lena
I say
Rosa.
this
Exactly,
for
in the Chanel clown shirt.
Yeah.
Marissa,
Says
so
the clown. The sad clown.
your time as a clown on the only podcast that matters is nearly at an end. We thank you for coming on the only podcast that matters. Before we get you out of here, we'd love to offer up some constructive criticism. Take it or leave it.
Can't fucking wait.
Highly suggest you take it. You've written 3 books now. The most recent one is Glossy on the Glossier story and Emily Weiss.
I've written 4 books.
This is your 4th book?
This is my 4th
Damn.
book.
Someone's got to update the website.
Oh yeah, probably me. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder whose job that is.
All right, I have an idea for your next book that I think will, I think that the
I already
Glossy.
sold my next book.
Oh, what's it about? Can we say?
Jane Birkin.
Oh
Ooh,
shit!
Damn.
Damn,
Writing
good
her
timing.
biography. Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea for your
I'm like
6th
an
book.
ambulance chaser.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
6th book.
Okay.
Ready? This is how you get the Throwing Fits audience to fucking actually read something.
Okay.
Write your next book.
Mm-hmm.
Ame Leon Dor, the Teddy Santis story.
Mm.
Someone's got to do it. If you can break the omerta of the streetwear mafia, I think it's you.
Do you think he would talk to me?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not. I mean, that was
Is that his thing that he won't talk to? I don't know much about
the
him.
story, the Thursday Styles cover story that
That John wrote?
was
Yeah.
like that was like
I
don't know, 4
came
years
out while
in
I
the
was on
making.
vacation, so I
Yeah.
didn't read it. But yeah.
No, he doesn't talk to anybody, which is part of the I think
But that's
I
how you
mean,
actually get
smart.
yourself a fucking bestseller, #1.
yeah, people want that.
It's true. They do have those lines are crazy.
Yeah. I wonder how many people. I wonder what the hits
Do they
were
still
like
have
on
the
John's
cafe?
piece.
I wonder how many.
The only time I've ever gone in once was to get a coffee when I was like waiting for my hairstylist.
I wonder
to
how
be
many
done.
people on that line are actually literate. Is a thing. For all this season, they can only read
I mean,
prices.
maybe they can pronounce Ame Leon d'Or better than I can.
That's
so
Probably not, to
totally
be
true.
honest.
I have a degree in French, so
So 4 books, countless profiles. So let me
Mm-hmm.
pivot to shorter form stuff. Why not profile throwing fits? And if possible, it would be really cool if you could include a minimum of one quote from me, the co-host of the show, so that it's clear that this is also a thing that I do. Just
where do you want it to be?
ooh, can I pick anywhere? Departures, cover story.
Consumer Reports.
Yeah, phenomenon
And we'll
reports.
all profit
Yo,
sharing.
honestly, bro, if we could do a story about, if it funnels people to Patreon, those consumers, like, I'll take it all day. I don't give a fuck where you place it, bro.
Where do you want it to be? Where do you want? Where do you want?
We
to
don't
be
care.
Profile.
Where do you-
I'm
where do you think it-
asking.
where do you think it would make the most
Sports
sense?
Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Sports
I have a friend
Illustrated
that
for
was
kids.
in that.
Who? Padma Lakshmi? Where do you think
No,
the throwing?
Jordan Chan. We're not super close. But
Where do you
we're
think the
acquaintances.
throwing fit story should live?
Yeah, you tell us.
Some obscure Substack.
No.
Puck News. I mean, I would take that. Honestly.
I don't know.
We've already-
VF. I think it
Let's go Vanity Fair. Let's go,
Yeah,
baby.
why
The new
not?
Glossier. Glossier for boys.
I mean, I wrote like the biggest probably Glossier profile I did for Vanity Fair.
In 2016, 2019.
Yeah, we're probably on that level.
2019.
There it
I
is.
think we're on that level. For
So
sure. I
you're
think
due
that
for
will-
you're due for another one, right? Call your shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to complain publicly.
Yeah.
Every chance I can get.
Yeah, well, this
Just
is what
get Lawrence
happens
on the
when someone
record.
takes you seriously.
Marissa, thank you for coming on to the only podcast.
appreciate
What do you
you.
want to shout out? Where can the kids follow you?
Yeah.
It's just my name, Marissa Meltzer, at Instagram. I think I'm still on X or Twitter or whatever, but I don't really involve. And then
You on Book Talk yet?
no, maybe I will be by the time.
might have to,
I
the
don't-
publisher
Yeah, I
will
know.
force you.
It's, I'm sorry for sounding so depressed about social media.
Pushing
and
your
then,
product?
Order my book. I actually think
buy the
people
book.
will like it.
It's a great weekend beach read.
It's usually
I crush it in 3 days.
I mean, I think men will like it, but I'll buy it for a girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah, honestly, I mean that's
Good present.
Valentine's
the
Day
sale.
right around
Get
the
it for your
corner,
girlie.
fellas.
Valentine's. I don't want them
October,
to wait that
Halloween's right around the corner,
Pre-order,
fellas.
yeah.
September 11th, right around the corner,
You
fellas.
don't need an excuse to do something nice for any woman in your
Oh,
life.
Boy.
that's how
Boys.
he got married.
Never forget September 11th. Also, the publishing date of Glossy, right?
Yeah.
It's from
12th.
12. Okay,
12th,
well,
yeah.
pre-order that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Although my dad did email me and he was like, "You're having an event on September 11th. Do you think that's going to be hard in New York?" And I was like,
Come crash this September 11th event.
Yeah,
Fine.
crash it, baby.
Marissa, thank you for coming on to the only podcast
Yes,
that matters.
We appreciate your time, Marissa.
Chef, take us out.